So, good evening, everybody. We are now live, and welcome to Witchy Wednesday Chat, and we are having a pajama party. So, I am in my kitty cats, and y'all can explain y'all's outfits.
I went with pink satin because comfy.
Oh, because she went sexy, and I didn't get to go sexy.
Trust me,
I was
there's nothing
late
sexy
coming
about
in,
these
so
on
I
me.
was like, I had to grab the first thing.
Yeah.
It matches your ears.
I was gonna come in skyclad with my moon and star bathrobe and my sky pajamas, but it's too damn hot. So now you see me in a dragon blanket and scrubs and a shirt.
Well, why are you wearing that thing on your head? Isn't
'Cause
that
my
the very
dragon
thing that would be hot?
No, it's a
That
lot
would make
warmer
me...
than flannel pajamas and a fleece bathrobe.
Okay, I was going to say, because that thing would make me hot. I was like, if you're complaining about the heat, I'm thinking, why you got that thing on your head, dude? That looks like it's hot.
It's comfortable, not hot.
And Miss Catherine?
Well, I'm sky-clad underneath the nightgown. I just got an old nightgown and sweater. That's it. Nothing special to talk about. Hey, but I did bring Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yay!
Okay.
This is Lee Harvey Oswald.
Reagan and Blue have a thing about big spiders. So, Reagan's got her big spider beside her, too.
Mine's here. Holding up my microphone, yes.
And mine's giving me a hickey.
Okay, so tonight we have Blue Whisper, Reagan, Destructive Girl, and Spin Pixie. And I have sent out the invite to Mystic Moon, who will be joining us in a little bit, and also Hazel Earthflower. Hazel, I have sent you 2 invites, so let me know if you didn't get them. And so, this week on Planet Pathleans, we started talking about our Samhain and Halloween. So, does anybody want to talk about a little bit about that?
I think it's been fun so far.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next week is gonna get even more fun.
Do you want to spill beans a little bit on what we're going to do next week?
Next week we have, I think, 3 or 4 topics that we're covering in our videos. Communing with ancestors and recipes and different autumn traditions and a bunch of other stuff that we're each going to be covering in the video, so you get to see our own little personal traditions. So I think it's going to be really fun.
Whose dog is going crazy?
It spins.
Reagan just has roosters in the background going crazy every once in a while.
Roosters in the
and
background.
Reagan and Blue has a cat that will be joining shortly, unless the spider is scaring the cat away. Exactly. The spider might be a little big. The cat might not like it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's about time for her to start mashing.
Yeah, she's up on the bathroom sink right now, just kind of snoozing. But yeah, I look for her back. It's like as soon as I mention Wednesday night witchy chat, she's here.
Well, I had an interesting afternoon today with my grandson, and I picked him up after school and was waiting for his dad to get home. And he and his little friend next door had to show me their new little game. And it's called Charlie Charlie, Are You Here? And it's a version of Calling Spirits. And I was so impressed by my little grandson. And I was real impressed with the fact that these little 9-year-old boys were blowing that pencil, making it move themselves. So it was pretty funny. So I periscoped that today. Learned a little bit about Periscope. Do not know how to title my Periscope video yet.
You
I
should get
didn't get
an
that
when you
far.
first start the video.
It didn't give me any options, but I probably didn't press the right button to give myself an option, I'm sure. Because I didn't even know how to end the damn thing. And then I was like, oh, if I read the top of it, it says swipe down to end. I was like, oh, hello. But that was my first Periscope, so I'm getting ready for my New Orleans trip so that I can Periscope it for everybody.
Yes, I gave
Cool.
you hearts. I watched and I gave you hearts.
Well,
I
I
don't
needed a
know what
heart for
hearts
my
do,
son.
but in video games they're good, so I figured they're good and I gave you hearts.
Apparently they're good. We had one viewer that texted in, if you yell at him, he will get angry.
Oh no.
My grandson was starting to yell at him because he wasn't responding to him.
Charlie, God damn it, where the hell are you?
Charlie, I'm asking you a question. You're supposed to be answering this, damn it.
That's cute.
So I got a big kick out of that. So my 9-year-old discovered that all on his own, I would say, too. No, I did not help. Then his father gets home, and he goes, did your grandson tell you that he has been summoning demons? I said, what are you talking about? They are playing a game. They are summoning demons. I told them I was going to tell their grandmother on them. I was going to say. He didn't know I'd already periscoped it and sent it out and was very proud. He thought I was going to get all upset about my grandson summoning demons. And I said, well, I didn't know nothing about no summoning no demons. I didn't know that a demon was called Charlie. Anyway.
That was
Well, I
interesting.
know. There could have been a demon called Charlie. I'm not sure.
Did Charlie Manson die yet?
No.
Okay.
Anyway.
If you look it up on
It
YouTube,
was like,
Charlie, there
okay.
was a bunch of YouTubers did the Charlie challenge, and it's absolutely hilarious. There's a creepypasta attached to it and everything, and
Yeah.
yeah, and it's hilarious. Like, it's really cute.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think I saw a couple of those or whatever where they do something like that and freak the other person out.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's just you're blowing on it to get the pencil to move in the direction. So yeah, it's funny. It's it's really funny. And the one that Miranda Sings did, oh my god, I laughed so hard I was in tears because she did a spoof.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch these so that I can.
Yeah, just all you have to do is search Charlie. You'll get a good laugh. There's some funny ones on there. Oh yeah.
Well, I knew nothing about Charlie until my grandson enlightened me today. So I was very honored. And his dad told him, "You're not supposed to be doing that anymore." And I'm thinking to myself, I've already periscoped it to the world. Like, I think I won't be sharing that on Facebook only because Dad's on my Facebook. So is Mom.
Oh.
So they already know I'm a bad influence, so it didn't matter.
But I
He
bet
told his friend.
grandma.
He told his friend, "My grandma is very spiritual." So I'm spiritual. And Dustin goes, "I know." He was at the wedding that I officiated, so he already knew. So I had an interesting afternoon. I had fun. It was a good day off.
Meanwhile, I thought your
After
video
I-
for Planet Pathwings today was absolutely excellent.
Well, thank you. That was a nightmare.
Oh, it was so educational.
That was hard because Origins is big. Origins is huge.
Yeah,
And I
there's
was
a lot
like,
to that. Yes.
yeah, I was like, and then y'all had already done parts of, things. So
Yeah.
luckily, because I was like, I couldn't go into to how, like I didn't go into the dumb supper and like the whole ritual that you can do with the dumb supper, and how it can get real elaborate or it can be, very simple as just setting out a plate.
Yeah.
But they do whole rituals around, the dumb supper, and I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
I can't go into all of that. So
Yeah, well, it was just like with me with the masks and costumes, because if you look at it as far as Halloween goes, you can go real small and go, okay, well, this happened and that's why we do this now.
right,
But if you look at, okay, well, masks in general, oh, well, that goes back 40,000 years. Oh, well, shit.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And now you're trying to decipher why a caveman did it,
yeah,
because
yeah.
they don't
So
even, it's all theory, because really after a certain point it's all theory because
Yeah.
it
it's
predates,
been
it's
tainted.
prehistory. Yeah.
Yeah, tainted history,
Yeah, and
tainted and rewritten and written and rewritten and rewritten again to tell the story of the victors.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
it's the rewriting part, that was really the reason that they chose to mainly go more Irish than anything, is because it took the longest for the Irish tradition to be tainted.
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, the UK part, the Celts had been tainted by the Romans coming in, but
Well, yeah, and it's so funny because just like with here, I mean, in in the United States alone, just trying to decipher history, because growing up in elementary school you're taught one thing, in high school you're taught that that wasn't right, and then you get into college and they go, oh, that's all just crap. So yeah.
that's just everything that they rewrite a history book because the next
Yeah. So
another person is in office, basically
yeah,
politically.
yeah.
exactly,
Yeah, and
exactly.
if we do it here like that, they're doing it everywhere else on a lot grander scale. So it's trying to read between the lines, trying to find out what's going on, looking at what uh, and you look at what archaeologists find and what they present you with, but then once again there's ego involved, because it's just like, look at the future and what they're going to find when they come back and look at what we have here, you know.
Mhm.
Uh, our
Well,
comic books
yeah.
can be. Huh.
Well, they had placed Stonehenge as a Druid site, and
Mhm.
now they believe it never was a Druid site. But the Druids took it over, and you're not going to kick the Druids off of it. They're the only people that can go trampling on that site on their holy days or whatever, and it really wasn't their site to begin with. They now believe, but
Yeah.
see, that's just again an opinion. It could have been.
Mhm.
Who knows who it belonged to? Because
Yeah.
they don't. They're just
Mm.
guessing.
Mhm.
I love how science and history and all of that, they tend to do that a lot.
Yeah.
They think they come up with a great theory,
Mhm.
but they present it as fact instead of theory.
This sounds good. This sounds good. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just another
this
form
is
of
the way it
religion.
had to be. Yeah,
Yeah.
it had to be this way because
Mhm.
it sounds good.
Yeah.
Because I'm smart and y'all are stupid, so it sounds good. This is what I'm going to say it is, and
And they
this is the
can't
way it
present
is
a
because
theory. They can never just present a theory to
right,
the public. It's always got to be a fact.
Yeah. If I dump
Until
enough
exactly.
words at you, you're just gonna. I'm gonna beat this idea into your head until you believe that to be fact.
And
Because
then once you believe
I
it's
like this
fact,
idea. Yeah. And then there's no.
Yeah.
Yeah. And life is nothing but gray areas. History is nothing but gray areas.
Mm-hmm.
Your brain alone doesn't even write history properly. We don't even remember our own childhoods the way they actually happened. So how in the
Hell, I
hell
don't
do you?
remember what happened 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I do want to. I
Yeah.
do have a question about your findings on the Day of the Dead in
Mm-hmm.
Mexico. Again, could you elaborate a little bit
Yeah.
more on what happened there?
Well, It said that the Day of the Dead was actually an Aztec festival,
Hmm.
but that Aztec festival didn't go back as far as the Celts, so they hadn't been doing it as long as the Celts. The Celts had a longer history in that place where they were than the Aztecs had. But the Aztecs had this festival that they honored their dead, but they did it in the middle of summer.
Hmm.
Well, when the Spanish came in and started conquering the Native Americans of the area and stuff like that, they started, of course, first thing they were starting to do was burn all of the artifacts, all the Mayan writings were being burned and stuff. But they went through South and Central and Upper Mexico of the Americas, all through there, and they basically conquered. And when they conquered, they were always trying to make the natives turn from their heathen ways
Yeah.
and give them Catholicism. That was always part of the plan while they robbed and pillaged all of their stuff like gold and things like that they could find. And what they would do is they were doing these festivals and things they didn't want them to do. So they incorporated them. But by that time, um, the Celtic tradition had already put into the Catholic Church All Souls Day, All Saints Day, Hallow Mass, All Hallows Eve, and so they just combined it with All Saints Day to make that where the Day of the Dead was. But in 1960s, the Mexican government came out and wanting the South and Northern Mexico were never united. They all had different traditions, and they weren't they weren't really working together as like one people. They were almost at odds with each other. It was like the North and the South. During our Civil War, they just didn't get along.
Hmm.
The northern part of Mexico was not influenced by the Aztecs, so they didn't have the Day of the Dead up there. They didn't have Dias. It was I butcher Spanish really bad, but so I'm going to say Day of the Dead, so not to offend. Um, and so, what in 1960s, the Mexican government decided to declare Day of the Dead a national holiday, and they were trying to unite the South and Northern Mexico so that they would work more as a cohesive unit in their country.
Oh, that's
And they
interesting.
did it by way of actually expanding, and that's where Day of the Dead came in and became that national holiday, and that's when it really took off. So 1960s is when it really was the beginning of the what we would know today as Day of the Dead.
That's interesting. That's really interesting.
But still influenced by the Celts
Yeah.
because of Catholic Church having to create that holiday so those stupid pagans that wouldn't stop dancing around their bonfire. They couldn't stop them damn pagans from dancing about everything. So they created a holiday around each and every one of them so that they'd be dancing for the Christian cause instead of dancing for the pagan cause. So even the Celts have their influence on Day of the Dead as well.
Well, when you mentioned Mexico there on my topic of the jack-o'-lantern and pumpkins and why we carve pumpkins and things like that in my video, you'll have to wait till tomorrow to watch it. It's ready to it's already uploaded. It's just, scheduled to release tomorrow. But just a little spoiler here, one of the facts that I did find is that between 7,000 and maybe 5,000 BC is the oldest pumpkin seeds that they found, and they were in Mexico. The archaeologists had discovered that pumpkins probably more than likely originated in Mexico and were brought over to the Americas. I found that interesting.
Well, Mexico, you mean Mexico or?
No, Mexico, Central America.
No, I mean, because gourds were, yes, gourds were, they grow very readily here
Yep.
in South Texas and Mexico.
Yep.
But the reason that they didn't carve them, over there was because there was no such thing as a pumpkin.
Right.
Yeah, there wasn't a pumpkin
Yeah.
yet. So,
Well,
and the Irish being very resilient with whatever they need to do.
I found some interesting things. You'll have to wait till tomorrow to see it, and some of the
Yeah.
interesting things that I had to come across and deal with. But it was fun to do.
I just want
And-
to see you carve that turnip.
Yeah. I have tried to carve a turnip before, and I'm like, you know what? I would have given this crap up. However, if I thought the Fae were going to kidnap me and I wasn't going to return, maybe I'd been carving them damn turnips. I don't know.
No, I tell you, I'm not going to spoil that one for you either. But yeah, turnip carving.
I'm a whittler.
Yeah.
Turnip carving's easy.
Oh, you think so?
I'm a whittler. I have no problem
Okay.
doing stuff like that.
I'm not
Well-
a whittler. I have no business doing that shit. But that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah,
I've also carved apples, so.
My sister-in-law is from England, and she actually introduced the rutabaga to us to really, cook and how they do it over in England and stuff. And it's a very delicious vegetable.
Mm-hmm.
Try to cut that sucker up into small squares, dice it up. That is one of the hardest damn root vegetables that I've ever encountered. And I'm like, and they used to carve those too.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I'm like, how in the hell did they do it with primitive knives and shit? They
That's
probably
weird.
had to get their axe out. It's like, I've never actually made a rutabaga still because I bought one and tried to cut it, and I was like, I'm gonna lose fingers over this crap. I'm not. Just wait for her to come back and show me how to do that. All I did was taste the end result, and it was absolutely delicious. Rutabagas are delicious.
Yeah.
They are a healthy alternative to mashed potatoes, just to let y'all know.
Yeah, they're good.
And they did carve them. I don't know how. They must have had some real sharp knives.
Right?
Yep.
I know, I can't wait
And I don't think that they had. I know that they had sharp instruments, but I don't think they had such thin blades.
Yeah.
That they, for cooking and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did the bigger weapons, but I wonder what kind of utilitarian knives they had. The ancient Celts.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh, I've seen some documentaries where they had some pretty daggone sharp things.
Well, yeah.
No, I just meant for
Animals.
utilitarian things, though. I know they had weapons, but that was a lot of money to just even have a weapon. You had to have a.
Well, they could have
wealthy.
used animal teeth for all we know.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was wondered what kind of utilitarian knife that they were using.
Yeah.
That would be something to have to research on.
Yeah, it just seems. I'm weird like that. Those are the kind of things. I'm like, okay.
Details,
what were you doing
yeah.
to cut those potatoes? Were you using your husband's sword when you got home from the war? Wiped off the blood and started chopping your potatoes with it?
You got to spit on it and give it a spit shine first.
Right.
Hey, honey, I'm home from battle. Give me your sword. I need it to finish dinner.
Exactly.
Yeah, I beheaded somebody with it. That's okay. A little extra protein won't hurt.
Oh, man.
My pizza better get here soon. I'm hungry.
You must be hungry.
If I dart off, it's because the pizza guy is here.
Okay. Needless to say, I had turnips for dinner. Well, with dinner, as a side dish.
Yeah.
Okay, I sent you a voicemail thing, a voice thing on there, and it didn't. It was there, and then it wasn't there. It would never open up or anything. I was like, "Yay, turnips!" While
Yeah,
you're
I
eating,
killed that
don't
sucker.
like. As I said, I understood the correlation between the season, but I was like, I don't like them.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I
I was
like
like,
I
ew.
turnips.
wasn't real excited for turnips. I would have been
Well,
going.
my
I'll
grandmother
eat
used to
them.
make some turnips, and she, would put them in this cream sauce, and it was so good. And tonight I just fried them up like potatoes. They don't taste like potatoes, but you
Yeah.
can fry them that way, and they were okay. Not my favorite way to
Hell
have
no, they
them.
don't taste like potatoes.
Well, they don't.
No,
They cook the
don't
same way,
taste
but
like
they don't taste the same way.
No, but
I was
they're
gonna
good. I like
say.
them. You
my
know,
my
I,
So needless to say, Blue had a lot of turnips from the turnip carving. She's eating turnips.
my golden rule is if you put enough butter on anything, it'll taste just like a damn potato.
or it'll taste like butter with a little bit of potato,
Yeah.
right?
Butter.
I'm gonna step off. I've got a phone call, and I think it's one of my stores, so I'm just gonna step off to see who it is.
Okay.
Okay. Should I mute her?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'll mute her.
Yeah, it could
I got
be
it.
personal,
Okay, I
private,
got
or
it.
something.
Yeah. I muted her.
I love the way your ears match your pajamas,
Oh,
Reagan, and your hair, and your hair.
I need to finish my hair. It's like 9 different colors and so bad. I've even got some white in the front now. It's like, oh my god.
Oh, we can't have that.
Oh. Oh no. Oh, okay. It's so funny because like I shave my shaving my sides or whatever. Like the past like 2 or 3 years, my hair is just turning white. Like I'm seriously getting some massive silver. It's so funny because I have surpassed salt and pepper on my sides, and I had no idea because it still looks relatively dark. But then I'm shaving and I'm looking at the hair coming off the clippers, and I'm like, oh my god. All these
See, I'd
big,
rather
beautiful
go
silver
white
hairs.
than gray.
Mine are just like full, big old silvery white, like shiny, bright, stand out like nothing else. I'm like, oh god. I'm looking forward to it though. I want my hair to be that color. It's just in between. It's just like growing my hair out. I can handle it short. I can handle it long. I can handle it, dark. I can handle it once it's completely turned white. Cool. You see those people that got that amazing hair. And it's like, yeah, I can do that, but this in between, oh, yeah, it's terrible. Oh, look at that. Well, Toy,
Right.
you're gonna have to unmute yourself. We muted you. We can't hear you. We can only see you, and I can't read lips for crap.
It was one of us. We just basically all tried to mute you.
There you
So
go. We said, mute her, mute the witch, mute the.
They brought me my pizza, and he goes, I left you a message, and I said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get the message. And he goes, it was just now. I said, oh, I left a message telling you, oh, you're at the door now, answering it.
Oh, that's funny.
He's a guy with a sense of humor. Okay, now I'm happy. I have my wine and pizza. I'm good. Everybody, I will survive the night now.
Now, I told you you're supposed to bring enough for everybody.
I do have enough for everybody. I don't know how you're going to get it, but I got plenty. I'm only going to have a
Stick
couple
it
of
in the
slices.
camera.
Just somewhere.
So,
I'll pass on the pizza, but I'll take some of that wine.
here you go. Right? Here's the pizza. And I'm drinking the Rooster tonight.
Nice.
Oh, I'm going to keep my mouth shut since this is live.
I know where your mind is. Is
it ever anywhere else? Well,
Be
yeah.
quiet.
Freaking what? Oh, that's too funny. Okay, come on.
What are you doing?
Do we have 3 viewers?
Oh, they're probably
Well-
all of you guys.
I'm one of
Well,
them.
one of them's me.
Yep, one of them's me too.
Oh, hey, we're viewers.
Yay. So what happened? Oh, now
Oh, wait, there's a third one now.
Yep.
Hello,
Yay.
number 3 viewer.
Yes. Hello, viewer number 3.
Say hello to us in the chat if you'd like.
Whoever you
Hi,
are.
viewer.
Hello, lurker. How are you? I can't say anything. I am the ultimate internet lurker. I'm so bad about that.
Oh, you are.
And I don't even mean to be. It's just that I usually have so much stuff going on around me that I don't, you know what I mean? I can't, like...
Well, that's what we figure. But we figure if we see you lurking, we need to say hello, whether you can respond or not. At least we acknowledge you.
Yeah, you'll get something from me, a GIF or a link to a really bad taste video or something.
A thumbs up.
Whenever you post links, I don't touch them.
Spin's like, somebody poke that with a stick and make sure it's safe. I'm not going anywhere near it.
Yeah, she learned that the hard way. Okay, now we're back down to 2 watching.
Yeah, it's a 50.
Oh, bye, viewer.
Oh, bye, lurker.
Well, I just hopped on, so there'll be another one soon.
Yeah. I liked it.
Since you're the hostess, since you're hosting this, won't that not show up as you? Or are you numbered there
depends.
anyway?
I
she
will
doesn't-
be number 3 now, but I wasn't on before, so that wasn't me.
Okay.
I just got it to where I could flip over if I needed to.
Yeah.
We must have scared them off because as soon as we said hello, they disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, they were
unless
afraid that we were
call us
going
a
to send
bunch
them an
of-
invite.
Unless they want to call us a bunch of teabagging collie worshippers.
Well, yeah, you know.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Collie's covered, so I want to hear that. I liked the video with my Disruptive Girl channel, which means that it got tweeted out and put on Facebook. Yeah.
Awesome.
I never know which one I'm signed in with, so it's a 50-50 shot. Either everybody will know or nobody. So.
Okay, so now I've got it to where I can see the chat and it pops up. Okay.
Meat, beans, cheese, Cholula
Where
sauce.
is Mystic?
She's probably dealing with the electrician today.
Yeah. Sorry, I meant to mute. Well, bring me my
I
dinner!
think we're all so excited for her, and we can't wait to see her come on and be able to see the inside of her little house.
Awesome.
I saw the
It's so
pictures.
awesome.
They were dark, but I was like, oh man, because those walls look amazing.
Oh, she put some more pictures up?
It was the ones that she posted before in the
Oh,
admin
okay.
chat. Yeah.
But she's
Yeah.
all settling in now, and it looks awesome.
I can't wait. Because, you know, I know what I've done with my little 12 by 15 that I've got, you know, as my bedroom and office space, so I can only imagine. Because I've got everything in here. I just brought my dining room table in to put the kids on because they were on a little table and it was too small for both laptops and then to have room. So I just brought one of my little dining room tables in. I've got like 4 of them. So I brought one of my little dining room tables in. I've got a queen-size bed, 2 desks, my shelves, my dresser that's like a 7-foot dresser, all, you know. So I can only imagine with her being one person because I've got like, you know.
She has a lot of stuff. Oh my gosh, let me tell you.
Yeah.
She's making herself at home, and that was so nice to be able to watch. So I was talking to her last night while she was getting stuff done, and
Yeah.
she's doing such pretty stuff with it. She had like drapes up, and she wanted to put up some of her tapestries and everything like that. And it was it was really nice to watch her settle in.
Yeah, I couldn't get out nearly as much stuff as I wanted to put in this room because it's only temporary, but I've got the whole back shed. It's a 10 by 12 that's packed. You couldn't get a toothpick in there. So I kept it simple. This is simple for me because I had a 4-bedroom house that was, you know, soon to be featured on an episode of Hoarders. I had so much crap. So but yeah, I know. I saw, like I said, I only got to see the pictures that she posted on chat, so I haven't got to see everything. But I know she's excited, and I'm so happy that she's finally in there and out of that damn camper, because that thing was cramped, and I know she wasn't comfortable in there. There's no way.
Yeah, I mean, I just creepy
Not,
McAsshole still there, but
I was gonna say, not to mention the crazy person stalking the trailer.
Ugh.
yeah.
Has he been leaving her alone?
Well, I know that he was out there yelling at his dog last night, and that's
Like
pretty
3 in the
much it.
morning, right?
He's such a miserable person. Yeah, yeah. He's such a miserable freaking person. It's ridiculous.
Has he removed his things from her yard?
I don't know. I think she's been so busy with getting everything put together that I don't know.
She hasn't been focused on that, yeah.
Because it should have been gone yesterday.
I wonder.
Because yesterday was 30 days.
Yeah.
Wonder if she could start charging him rent,
Well, she could
know,
actually.
a daily
She-
rent until he
storage.
moves her.
What she could do is she could charge whatever. What I'm thinking she could do is charge whatever the satellite company charges him for equipment per month. She could make up even her own little storage fees. Like she's storing it, so she can make up her own storage fees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Within reason, of course.
I'd be out there with an axe, but that's just me.
Oh, that shit would have been gone a long time ago. But that's just
I
me.
think who she would charge the company, and the company being charged would remove it very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not his equipment, it's theirs.
Yeah, well, what I don't understand is why they installed it not on his property in the first place.
Oh, because it
Because it
was
was one property.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was one
That's
property
right.
to begin with that was not clearly defined.
The same
person
owner.
owned both of them.
Yeah, it had the same owner. That's right. It was 2 parcels. Yeah, but still, I don't understand. He just automatically assumed nobody was going to buy that property, and he was going to be able to just take over
Squatters'
the whole thing.
rights.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if he really thought it was squatters' rights.
Mm-mm.
I think he never got it surveyed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he really was under the assumption it was his land
Yeah.
because it was there.
No.
Well, that's what he gets for not
He
following
was
up on things.
pre-existing, and he thought that he was going to no, he bought it. That's why he was so mad at her surveyor. Well, that was why he got mad, because the survey said something different.
Yeah. Survey
And
says.
that's what
Not
survey
yours.
says. You lose.
well, and he's misdirecting his anger. It's not
Yes, he
her
is.
fault.
Oh yeah, he is.
No,
He is.
exactly. It's transference because he was stupid and did not get the land surveyed and make them fix that when he purchased it, because that should have been the owners who sold it should have fixed that problem.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
the problem was it was the bank because the original owners, I guess, let it foreclose.
No.
I don't know if they did
No.
because she's been dealing with
The
those
original-
owners.
Oh, I
The
thought
original
maybe I
owners-
misunderstood.
What's
Yeah, no, the original owners actually owned both properties, and then they decided to sell the one that he's on first, and then after that they decided to sell the other part that Mystic's on now.
Oh, okay.
So they all
The
thought
reason
it was.
they probably did that is because they could make more money that way.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a crazy
That's
situation.
So I took the kids to Springs Preserve this past weekend. That was fun. What was even more fun is the fact that it poured ass rain while we were there.
Nice.
We've got some serious rain here. We're down to clouds now, but like everything flooded out. A friend of mine drove up to. She drove up to. Where did she go? I think she went to Seattle because she was going to see her son, and got stuck in Tonopah. She couldn't come home. Nobody could get back into Vegas because the roads were all closed.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a bunch of like mudslides and stuff, and just washouts where the wash just took over and washed out the road completely. So we got actual weather. We never get actual weather, but they say this year we're supposed to get a lot of that because of this Godzilla El Nino that's coming through. And they say it's going to be worse. Well, they say it's going to be worse than the one in '97. Because in '97 here, I was living. Oh, where's it living? Oh, I was living behind down like Boulder Highway and Lamb, and the wash there overflowed. Like it completely. We got so much rain here, and it was so funny because I'm walking across this thing, and you know, you just don't pay attention because you do something over and over again, and you're not, you know, you're almost, you're like that like 5 mile radius of home where you're on autopilot, and I'm walking across this thing, and there's water, but it's rushing, but it's just, you know, it's just like ankle deep water, and I'm like, whoa, that's weird. And I'm walking along holding onto the chain link fence, and I see out of the corner of my eye, I see something that caught my eye, and there's a couch that hit the chain link on the other side of the street. And then it dawned on me the fact that I'm walking over like 25 feet of raging water. And the only thing between me and that raging water is, you know, this little piece of chain link I'm holding onto. I was like, oh my God.
Oh no.
Yeah, so
That's already holding a couch that's fixing to come and wipe you out.
I was like, oh my God. So yeah, we're supposed to have worse than we got that year, and we got it bad that year. We got it really bad. But the sad part is that it's not going to be north enough to really help out as far as the drought goes in California, because they don't have the retention basins and stuff in the southern part of the state to store the water once it, you know, when it rains like that. They don't have the capacity. So one year of this isn't going to offset of the world because of the fact that all the moisture is being redirected this way. So it's been an interesting thing. I've been following it. This is the kind of nerd I am. My whole life is all about the El Nino.
Well, I knew that when we actually got snow here on New Year's Day this year, that something was different. And I don't know what the winter is going to hold for us, if it's going to be more 90-degree days or what, but I knew the snow was a sign of something.
Yeah, they say that this is
we don't get snow where I am.
This is supposed to be our coldest winter since '97. So we'll see.
How do y'all remember that shit? I wake up in South Texas, it's just hot. It's just hot. I don't know, it stays hot.
Well, it's usually just hot and dry here.
Days.
It's so hot and dry here. Yeah, well, when it rains here, it's a big damn deal.
Well, it's a big damn deal here, too, but we're either, when you look at what South Texas is, it classifies us as semi-arid, semi-tropical. In other words, I live in a schizophrenic part of the world. Just to let you know. Sometimes it wants it to be a desert. Sometimes it wants to be tropical.
Yep.
And it is totally like night and day, the two things.
Oh, yeah.
And we go through like 20 years of drought before we get maybe 2 years of tropical. And then we're back into 20 years of drought.
Oh, yeah. I spent a lot of time in Victoria. I know exactly what you mean.
Victoria is nice and moist most of the time. It's green. That's the green part. Corpus, not so much.
No, not
Corpus
so much
could
at
look
all.
like Corpus could look a lot like your desert. And I can prove it because that would be another place I could go wildcrafting and show y'all that my dad lived in the desert with 6 foot rattlesnakes on it. I'm like, it's not cold enough yet for me to go traipsing through his brush.
You gotta pardon me, my tacos were done. I'm eating them with a fork.
Well, I'm scarfing my 2 pieces of diet pizza. Yes, I said diet pizza. From Pizza Hut.
Thin crust veggie. That is a diet pizza.
Thin crust veggie, and there's no moisture on this thing at all, so I'm sure it's very fat free.
It's very excitement free.
Yep.
Well, the excitement is the wine, so it's okay.
There you go.
Hmm.
Well, Hazel said she wanted to join. I don't know.
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know why
She didn't?
why she didn't make it. I sent her 3 invites.
Huh.
And I know she's under the name Hazel Earthflower,
Mm-hmm.
so I am not sure what happened there. So, so what are y'all doing for Samhain?
Well, for the traditional Samhain, I figured, I don't know, something. Well, for October 31st, probably just dressing up and handing out candy. And then for the 1st, possibly a get together with people.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be absolutely fun. But I don't know if it'll be a broadcasted event or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's liable to be some real fun shit.
All the more
There will
reason
be
why it's
wine.
broadcasted.
There will be wine and there will be drinking. And it ain't gonna be pretty.
And I'm gonna have to figure out if my phone can Google Hangout y'all while I'm driving and see what y'all are doing. Much to the dismay of all the other members of my group. I'll be downtown Houston and I'll be on a Google Hangout with y'all. Hey y'all!
You just need to get one of the suction cup mounts for the windshield. I have one. And that way your hand's free and you can see. Yeah.
Like, see that right there? That's a handsome young police officer tailing us. Oh, shit, that's the siren.
See if I can get out of a ticket.
Isn't it a
We
little
gotta
early for
pull
Christmas?
over.
No, those aren't Christmas lights.
I'll just wear my vampire outfit. Hey, you know what? Okay, so I go and I look because they also have the vampire ball going on at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know anything about this vampire ball in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
It's Anne Rice's vampire ball, and it is Friday night, and they still have tickets available for general admission.
Oh my goodness.
And if I can talk my crew into going, we're going to the vampire ball with Anne Rice. Anne Rice is flying in for it.
That would be awesome.
So that
That'd be
would
awesome.
be fucking awesome. So I'm thinking for $75, that sounds like a bargain.
Yeah.
To be at Anne Rice's Vampire Ball till 1 o'clock in the morning, and then next night the Witches Ball. Saturday morning, Marie Laveau's grave. I am having a fantastic hour. Thank you very much.
And you're not going to be doing much sleeping either.
Oh.
You're not supposed to sleep while on vacation. Well, only if you stay vacation at home, then you should sleep a lot. But if you're out somewhere fun, especially like that, oh gosh, no sleeping.
Mm-mm.
You
No
sleep when
sleeping.
you get home. Sleep when you get back to work.
Exactly.
Sleeps for the week, and then you go home and sleep for a week.
Yep.
Yeah. 2 of the girls that we're going with are young, and the other one is my age. And one of them is her daughter, and the other one is Brandy here. Brandy said, yeah, Crystal and I have already talked about it. We're going to put y'all to bed early, and then we're going to go to Bourbon Street and drink and party. And I'm looking at her, oh, bitch, please. You two can't have but one drink, and y'all are under the fucking table. Give me a break. I'm the one that can out-drink all of y'all. Shut the hell up, and we'll have to drive you home. Yeah, whatever.
Definitely get some video clips.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm learning about Periscope. I'm learning. I'm going to learn.
I better see some Periscope, some Snapchats, some Instagram.
I think I shared my Periscope on Instagram or Twitter.
Twitter. Mm-hmm.
Twitter. I think I shared it on Twitter. I don't know. I'm just trying to learn this so when I get in New Orleans, I can use all my media stuff. So yes, I am planning on having fun.
Yeah.
I don't know which restaurants we're going to yet. There is some debate.
A good one, I hope.
Oh, hell fucking yes. I don't know if I can afford to eat there, but, I'll worry about that when I get there.
Right.
I'll make Brandy do dishes so we can leave.
If Brandy can hear me, make sure you take video clips when she's drinking a lot. Share them privately, though.
Thing is, when I'm out like that, I don't do a lot of drinking because I'm too busy I want to be absorbing where I'm at and what I'm doing. I want to be, I don't want to be drunk. I don't want to be hungover. I want to be, my senses fully engaged in where I'm at. So I will have some drinks, do not get me wrong, but I won't have much.
That's me. If I'm going to drink, I'd rather drink, like I'll drink at home with Scott or whatever, but when I go out, I'll have one or two drinks, and that's about it, because I just want to enjoy what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And stay hydrated,
You don't want
so
to
that
not
after
remember.
I'm done, stay hydrated so that after I'm done I can drink when I get back to my room.
Yeah, like I want to be able to where, okay, if I'm going to be at the witch's ball till whatever time, I want to make sure that I am up at the crack of fucking dawn the next morning and out the fucking door. Now, whether they're still sleeping off their alcohol, that's their problem. I'm not. No, that's their problem.
Yeah.
I'm going to be out the door doing something.
Yeah.
Just make sure that the maid service at the hotel knows that they just have to kind of scoot them out the way and work around them.
Because Brandy is a lightweight, and also she loves to sleep in. So I don't. You want to waste your Saturday sleeping in? You're in trouble already. Because I'm not waiting around.
I bet I got her beat as a lightweight though.
I can drink. I just choose not to, but I can drink a lot before it finally catches up to me. And then I've drank myself sober more than once, so I don't really.
Yeah.
I hate that feeling. It's like the music stops.
Yeah, I want to have my wits about me when I am in Marie Laveau's, the cemetery where she's at. I want to, all the different places that I want to go. I would just want to. And I don't need my wits about me because, I have to know what's going on. No, I want to absorb what's there. And if I'm all drunk and wasted, what fun is that?
That's one of the worst things I hate about living in Vegas is people come here and they get so trashed. And they're so fallen down and so arrogant and such assholes, and they're so, and I'm like, where's the fun in that? I mean, it's you can be on the strip at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and there's people, woo, with their yard-long margaritas trashed, puking off the sidewalk, and it's like, that's
not.
Where's the fun in that? There's. It's a plastic town, don't get me wrong, but there is a lot of cool stuff to see here, and there are things to do that don't involve getting completely, shit-faced.
And I don't care where I go. Like when I went on the Caribbean cruise, there they are coming off a party boat where 4 men are having to carry you back onto the ship, and I'm like, what did you see? You were in Jamaica, but you were on a friggin' party boat in the middle of the ocean instead of seeing anything about Jamaica.
Why not stay home and black out?
You didn't experience anything? And then they go in, and they're so fucking wasted, so they're not experiencing anything great on the ship either because they were so wasted they had to be carried onto the ship.
Yeah, I can stay home and black out. That doesn't do anything for me. What's the point of spending that kind of money?
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's not
I've
appealing.
seen some pictures on Google and Facebook and everything of what can happen when you pass out around friends. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm liable to wake up with marker all over me.
I've drawn many a dicks on faces. I will tell you that much.
Yeah, doing the drawing is the fun part. Having to wake up and see that your face has got penises and everything all over it.
But here's the thing.
Shoes in the pool. Yeah.
Why would I, go spend $500 on alcohol when you're somewhere exotic like the Caribbean, or if you're going to New Orleans or wherever it is you're going, on alcohol you can get it home for much cheaper, when you can bring home mementos and souvenirs from where you are, remembering where you've been. Why would you want to get blackout stupid drunk and not have any real memories other than, oh yeah, I got so wasted at this bar, which I could have done anywhere else in the world? I don't get that.
Let's be real. We're witches. We will go to the bar and ask for the empty bottles. We will go and try to smuggle any type of fruits and coconuts back, and any kind of exotic herbs and spices. We'll be
and yes, I have done that. I have done that and thought I was going to be arrested in a foreign country. Yes, but I have done. I have done that more than one time. You're very right. That's what I'm doing while I'm in a foreign country.
Yeah.
I'm picking up things off the street because it's coming out of trees and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember on Champs-Élysées, I was walking in Paris, France, which I never thought in my life that I would ever be there. But due to a prosperity spell I had performed, I got a trip to Europe, paid free. I didn't pay for it at all. So I picked up pine cones off of William Butler Yeats's grave because he's a relative of mine. I picked up these spiky horse chestnuts off of trees in the Champs-Élysées streets of Paris. I picked them up, and they were all spiky and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I had them stuffed in my bag, and then my bag gets searched, and she's sticking her hands in places. I'm like, oh my God, she's going to get stabbed by that thing,
God.
and I'm going to go to prison.
Oh my God.
She got real close to it, but she didn't touch it, so she didn't get stabbed, because if she'd gotten stabbed, she would have been mean, and she would have gotten.
That's too funny.
But yes, I also in Vienna took back some other chestnuts because they had a different kind, and I was taking shit that I shouldn't have taken. From every country I went, I picked up something that was totally free.
That's the thing, is I would rather pay for, to go see like museums and exhibits and stuff, and see, I would rather spend my money on the experience than to, buy a bunch of hooky tourist stuff, or spend it all on alcohol and then black out and not remember my trip. I mean, I'm one of those people that I live for the experience of doing these things, and and it's funny because I love to take pictures. Like, photography is a really big part of my everyday life, but at the same time, just like when I took the kids to Springs Preserve, we go there all the time, but they did their haunted harvest. I didn't get hardly any pictures and video because I was doing what I was supposed to do. I was spending the time with the kids and having fun. I mean, that's I don't understand people that don't live.
Well, that's me. I just assume go to the museums and see the sights and sightsee a little bit, and because I don't know, there's always room to learn, and I like to think that I've learned more than I can forget, because I do forget. You guys know this. It's like, I'm getting there. But there's so much interesting things that we can learn from our past, from our ancestors' past. From the people that have been in the area before us.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing when it was supposed to be a trip that this man gave us to go back to see our ancestral home.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it was going to be Ireland. And we flew in, and we had to fly actually to Denmark because of a lost connection in flight, because of a delay on the Austin tarmac. And so the Danes flew us into Denmark, and then we had to take a connecting flight. So we went roundabout to get to Dublin. But we did get to Dublin. And then my daughter and I, not knowing any Gaelic or anything else, we managed to get on a train and actually go across the country to Sligo County, where William Butler Yeats is buried. And the church there was run by another relative of mine, and had a whole thing was based on him. And it was just the experience of being there, to have a picture taken at his headstone, to know the church was ran by his grandfather. And this is a great uncle of mine, my great uncle. And so it was just the experience of it. And the things that I most took away from it were things like the pine cones that I took off his grave. To me, are some of the most cherished things I got out of that trip, you know. And then when we went to Paris, because it's only 2 hours away from Dublin, we went to, we were only there for a very, very short period of time, but we saw Notre Dame Cathedral. We saw a little chapel that was built to that was actually built to house the crown of thorns when the Catholic Church acquired the crown of thorns. And we went to the Palace of Versailles, learned all about Louis the 14th, the good one, right before the bad one came along. I always get the numbers mixed up. And you know, they were talking about how he was the, you know, the Catholic Church had already taken over at that time, right? But when I walked into that palace, it was strictly pagan. It was pagan from the get-go. It was pagan all the way through it, even down to the Sun King throne room, where he has deemed himself the Sun King. And there was, everywhere you looked were giant statues of every Greek and Roman god known to me, all throughout that palace. And so it was so pagan that it just showed, even though that he had to deal with the Catholic Church, what he was doing behind the scenes was completely pagan. So it did enlighten me, because being a pagan, I could see that, whereas most people did not even see that, because I was in with a big tour group of people, and they weren't catching that everything in it was pagan. Everything. I mean, every symbolism of paganism was there.
Isn't that something now? Somebody that doesn't know anything about it will celebrate the pagan type holidays. They will have pagan things, you know, like for instance, you know, you see these houses that have the country star on it, and just because it's not in a circle doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't have meaning, which is very pagan from the get-go.
Yeah, it's still a pentagram.
Well,
yeah, exactly. And a lot of these houses
in Texas, every house has a Lone Star on it, and it does have the circle.
Yeah, exactly.
It does.
So,
and
there's
like,
a pentagon on everybody's house here.
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, for
the 5
sure.
points, yeah. And so I find that quite interesting. Some of these real holy roller born-again Christians will have that star, and oh, that's so cute, it's so country. It's, you know, so Amish. Well, guess what? The Amish got their start from the pagans.
Well, not only that, but they had those hexagrams. They had the, what do they call them?
The starbursts, that they call it.
No, they actually call them. They're to ward off evil, is why they put them on there.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. I can't think of it. But yeah, even if you look at their quilts, they have, like, some of their quilts will be in a big starburst, and I've seen that used in astrology charts, that very same, you know, multi-points.
Because it's very, very pagan, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot that's very pagan, you know. modern things, and that's, to me, being really close to nature, and that's pretty witchy. They make their own medications when they need it.
Well, it is. It is very witchy because it is actually like a form of an evil eye that they're putting on their barns and their houses.
Exactly.
I mean, that's exactly what its use was. It's there for a reason. It's
Okay.
there to ward off evil.
My computer is extremely slow, so forgive me, but I need to try to Google that.
Right now, the name eludes me of what they call it, but
well, symbol.
And they incorporated a lot of those designs that they had into quilt patterns.
Yeah.
Well, the patterns too.
Yeah.
And they did that also for the protection of their family.
The hex sign.
Yep.
Folk art, the hex signs.
Okay, we keep going from 2 to 3. We're at 3 watching now.
Yeah, one of them's me, one of them's you.
Yeah, I went down to 2 and back up to 3, so I don't know if we have somebody else.
I don't think that person can make up their mind whether or not they want to be in the chat room.
Right? Possibly.
Or
it is.
Oh my! It sounded like it just started pouring down rain here.
Oh, cool.
We got a total of 3 minutes of rain 2 or 3 days ago.
Oh,
and it fell very fast, and then it stopped.
Well, I'm in a valley, so we kept getting the same storm back, just going in a big circle and dumping back down on us for about what, a good 24 hours, and then it was gone. The next morning, it was blue skies and sunshine, and I'm like, I miss it already. It was great though.
I have a dog sleeping next to me on my pillow.
Oh.
Okay, it's known as the Barn Star. Let's see what this is. Pentagram, hex sign.
It's the hex sign.
Yeah, and
they developed their own. Each family usually had their own design.
Yeah, some of them might even have flowers, but it's a hex sign.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania blues. There's something here I just read that was really interesting. Hexafus in this description, which became popular. In recent years, hex signs have come to be used by non-Pennsylvania Dutch persons as talismans for folk magic.
Maggots.
Shut up.
Folk maggots.
For folk maggots.
Rather than items of decoration. No, they've been used longer than in recent years. That's incorrect. As items of decoration, some believe that both the Pennsylvania German barn design and the hex design originate with the Alpine Germans. They note that the hexes are of pre-Christian Germanic origin. See, it's not recent. For instance, the circle rosette is called the sun of the Alps in hexwork. Gandhi, in his book Strange Experience Autobiography of the Hexmeister, described hex signs as painted prayers. Some originating to 19th
First of
century.
all, I like how they said that non-Dutch people in Pennsylvania sometimes use them in folk magic. The thing is, the Dutch were using them as folk magic already, so it was already being used anyway.
Yeah, and really, I mean, they may not like the term witch, but that's exactly what some of them are when they make their own medications, by using herbs and,
It's all just terminology, and that's where everybody gets so bent out of shape. It's because, if what is a spell? To me, a spell is a prayer.
Right.
It's the same thing. It's just a more concentrated prayer. But every prayer that you do, whether you're in the Christian church or any place, should be that concentrated.
Mhm.
And what we do to do all these different things that we do to do the ritual, to do the prayer, makes it more powerful.
Yeah.
And it's it's just an old word used that they have deemed evil. The word has been deemed evil, even though really it's the same thing as their prayer.
Mhm.
This
Well,
actually looks.
it's just a prayer in which there are actions taken to see it to fruition, rather than just sitting there with your hands clasped and your eyes closed. You're doing things to act out what you want to see come to fruition and to help it along.
Well, and not only that,
Mhm.
but we also take action for what it is we want. I mean, even if it's just doing the magic, doing the candles and stuff like that, or concentrating, the law of attraction or whatever. But we just don't let go and let God. We take care of business. And even the Bible tells us that we're supposed to do that. Yes, pray, but you need to work.
Yeah.
Got to do some work. Sometimes, if all the work you can do is lighting a candle and having faith, and
Yeah, but that's the Christians are doing that same work when they do that prayer. They're lighting a lot of times they're lighting a candle. They're putting altars in their home.
mhm.
They're doing all of that.
Well, because
They just don't see it as witchcraft. It's
God,
the same
God helps
thing.
those who help themselves, right?
Exactly.
And
How many
that's,
times have we heard that?
and
Well,
and and
true.
and that's the thing,
Yeah,
is you got to focus your energy and your intent, and you have to work for these things. And the spell
yes,
work and all of that is just helping build that focus and
right.
put it out there.
And the way I look at it is, we all know the Christians who don't do that, because we have pagans that think the same thing. To be honest. So it's the ones who do the work, and there are Christians that do the work, and there are pagans that do the work.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But there are people who expect everybody else to do the work for them.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Exactly.
there's always that bunch of people in any place you look.
Mm-hmm.
So
There
to
is.
me, I know plenty of Christians that have full altars in their house. They light their candles, they do their work, and they get up and they try to do what they're supposed to do in their religion as well. So they're all doing the work. They're getting up and they're going to work every day. They're doing things, but they're asking St. Jude, or they're asking Jesus, or they're asking, because there's various paths in Christianity,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and they're asking for the help in the endeavors that they're doing. So, and to me, in fairness, they're doing the work as well. There are always lazy asses everywhere. And I'm not
Right.
talking about any of the lazy asses, because let me tell you, I have met a lot of lazy ass pagans
Oh yeah.
that don't do shit. And they use excuses like, well, I'm on pagan time. And that's why they don't even show up to ritual on time, or they don't show up, or they can't get things set up when you're supposed to do it. Now, those lazy asses aren't getting anywhere in life any more than a Christian that is a lazy ass.
Well,
I've
and then
dealt
it's
with
the
a lot
ones
of them.
that they say they want to learn, but then they don't show up, or they make excuses
Well, shit, these people
constantly.
are actually,
Or they don't
yeah.
do the homework, or they don't do the
No,
research,
let
or
me
they
tell
don't
you,
do.
Yeah.
the ones I'm talking about are not novices. The ones I'm talking about actually know their shit.
Mhm.
I know a couple of them right here in this area, top druids of the area. And he will tell you, oh, we're on pagan time. So it doesn't matter whether he gets his ritual done in time. It doesn't matter whether he gets it started when he's supposed to. And then they wonder
Yeah.
why the community has a problem. Well, I'm sorry. I'm a manager by trade. It's supposed to be okay. I gotta have it a certain way. I'm sorry. I gotta start when I'm supposed to start. And I know that shit can happen, but when he's just saying, well, I'm on pagan time. So in other words, he doesn't care if he makes you wait 3 hours.
Oh yeah, I got
Because
real burnout on that pagan
yeah,
standard time. Pagan standard,
yeah,
and it's
pagan
like,
standard time is bullshit. And
no.
these people are not novices. Because you know what? I can excuse an idiot that doesn't know anything. I cannot excuse someone who has present themselves as a top elder in the community. They
Putting
should know
themselves
better.
out there like that. Yep, they
Yeah.
do know better.
These people that I'm talking about are not. They're not novices, and they're not. I'm just playing at it. They know their shit. And let me tell you, the person that I'm talking about right here, he knows his stuff. But I'm sorry, I can't go and do anything with him or his group because I don't know when the fuck it's gonna start. I'm sorry. If I'm going there, my time is valuable, and I don't mind giving my time, but I'm not going to give 8 hours when I should have given 3 because he didn't bother to show up or to tell anybody he was running late because he was doing whatever he was doing 3 hours. Usually playing a fucking video game. I'm sorry.
Yep.
These are the pagans I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, you know, you know, they're new people to the path. Okay, they're new. They're learning. But when you're the leader, you gotta be there. You gotta be doing things. You gotta be on time, and that's why I think that's the biggest downfall to the pagan community is that some people just do this pagan standard time, and they don't see how disrespectful it is to everybody else that bothered to show up on time. Because they wanted to participate, and they wanted to participate properly. Hello, Hazel.
Hi.
I was wondering if you got your invites. I sent you like 3.
Oh, hello. I was just on the on this page reading about the hex sign again.
Oh, were you? I can barely hear. I'm trying to figure out how to turn on the volume up. Y'all, I don't know what I'm doing.
Uh-oh.
I hear you good.
I can't hear her.
I hear her perfectly fine.
Yeah, I can.
Is
Yeah.
everything okay?
Oh, Reagan, you're so cute.
What
What happened?
What we didn't announce? Did we announce it last week that we were going to wear pajamas?
Yep.
Yeah.
That you were gonna
we
what?
I don't remember if we did or not, because of course I'd already forgotten anyway. So we're in pajamas.
Okay, I thought you said something else. I thought she said, didn't you announce that we were petting llamas?
Oh, Lord.
What?
Llamas.
I llama to pet.
I've got Lee Harvey Osweb. It's not a llama, he's a spider. But...
Spider with his knife.
Alright, let's
Did you at
try
least
my
bring a
camera.
teddy bear?
I got my Cheshire cat up on the.
Yeah, you got your stuffed animal. Spin was wearing her stuffed animal on her head.
Yes.
Spin's picture went to a picture, so now we don't know if she's still
I'm
wearing
sitting on
her
him now.
little animal.
Okay.
No, I'm
Brandy,
me now.
Brandy just brought me a present home from wherever she went. It says good food, good wine, and a bad witch.
Oh, that's cute.
I don't know what she's trying to say there, but
A bad witch is the new. Well, remember when bad used to mean bad? So now what does it mean?
I don't know, but apparently I am one.
Well, we know you're not Glinda.
No. There's no fluff to me. No,
And no
sorry.
opera voice says she waved the wand with the great big star at the top of it.
Oh, unless I'm gonna pop you in the head with it.
So how you been, Hazel?
Oh my gosh. It has been a crazy time. My husband just got laid off.
Oh no.
My dog, my fear, he ran away, but I have a special thing on him anyways. He always comes back. I put a spell on him long ago. And either he comes back or they have him waiting for me at the shelter. He's really old, and so he gets confused.
Oh.
So he's like hurting my heart a little bit, but it's been good for me at work. I love my job. I'm having a great time at work and learning a lot of stuff lately and getting more grounded in who I am. So I've had a pretty good month. So I can't remember when I talked to you guys last.
I would say it's been about a
Well,
month.
what are you? You had gotten your special friend. I'm not sure what she calls herself, so I didn't want to call her like a curandera. Is she a curandera, or is she?
Oh,
Not that
my
I'm
yaki
saying.
Um,
I'm not going to tell you that I am not butchering the language, but
no, that's okay. Yeah, she does some older Hispanic magic. She has been gone. She's in Mexico right now. She won't be back until, well, in about a week and a half, she'll be back. And so I had a question, and I was like, oh, of course I have a question when she leaves for Mexico, and I can't ask her. And so I had to send a message to Gabby and ask her the question that I had. I had a crazy dream that had somebody in it that is not somebody that is part of my practice. So it was kind of bizarre. I don't usually have dreams about deities or spirits in general, so it was just kind of weird for me.
well, that's recently happened to me, and it was someone I did not expect, not someone even in a culture that I would have expected it to
Me
come from.
too. It was so bizarre.
And all I can tell you is go with it. That's the deity that has something to teach you right now. He didn't. The deity did not show up for no reason. It's something that they're there to answer for you. They're there to give you the next piece of your puzzle. And they come in the form that you're going to recognize that it's deity, basically, and that you can't miss the signs of it. So I would just take a deep breath and ask them what they want to teach you. Ask them what they want to show you. They either need something from you or you need something from them, and they're here. They're the ones that responded to whatever was coming out of you, that you vibrated them in, basically. That would be my short answer on that. So, Catherine just recently had a similar experience too. She had someone show up that she didn't expect either.
Wow.
And Catherine, how's yours going?
Pardon me?
The deity that showed up for you, how is that going for you?
Oh,
that you had an unexpected,
We have developed a really awesome relationship, and yeah, it's just been really awesome. It's working well.
So
I think
I would just say,
I don't really deal with like hoodoo or any of the darker stuff or the root work. Not because I don't agree with it, but just because I haven't navigated that part of it yet. I'm still trying to get myself.
Well, who says
grounded.
it has to be dark? Like when I was
No,
Wiccan.
I mean like dark.
Well, when I was Wiccan,
I
I
just
thought
mean
that
I
everything
don't.
that wasn't Wicca was dark. And I had a friend who was very anti-hoodoo and voodoo, and because I thought she knew more than me, I just kind of let her tell me what to do, kind of like tell me what to stay away from, basically. And I find that naturally I gravitate more toward hoodoo, and I don't look at it as dark. I think that like The only part of the craft that I can say is that it's accurate is where they say it's darkness isn't in the magic, it's in the heart of the witch. And I think that if you take it to a place where you can use it for good things for yourself, I don't
Yeah.
think that it's a dark thing.
Well, and I believe in balanced magic. I don't believe in just black or white, dark or light. There is no such thing, because sometimes what you might consider white magic might actually be a bad spell for the person at that time. If you're trying to help somebody that really needs for something bad to happen to them to get them back on track, and you're interfering, you really have to weigh things out, because sometimes what seems to be white magic might actually be black magic, and you're dabbling with something that maybe you shouldn't be, because you really want to help someone when really your help is hindering them. So,
Yeah.
and it's
And
the same
color
with
of the
dark
magic is in the eye of the beholder as well.
Exactly.
Like if you're doing a magic spell to help a friend, it's to vindicate a friend or whatever, but that can be looked upon as somebody else as being black magic. So really, it just gets really insane with the colors of the magic.
Magic is just magic. Magic is just magic.
Here you get to hear about my Godzilla El Nino story again, because it's
Okay.
a analogy is, yeah, sure, California's getting all this extra rain and moisture, but it has to come from somewhere. So now other parts of the world are getting all this drought, and a lot of their crops are going to fail and everything because they're not getting their regular precipitation, because that water, I mean, it has to go somewhere, and there's always that balance. I'm a Libra, I'm all about balance. But yeah, I mean, and that's ultimately it, though, is, that energy, you're still working with that balance of energy. It's got to come and go somewhere. So
Well,
yeah.
right. And that's exactly what you guys are saying is exactly why I think that this deity came to me actually it wasn't even a deity. It was, okay, I'm just gonna say it, and people might have judgments. That's okay. I don't know why I had this dream, and when I woke up, and it may not even be this person specifically coming to me. It might just be a metaphor. I'm not sure yet. But Papa Legbug came to me in a dream, and which was really out of character for me. I don't usually see things in dreams. If I have a dream, it's usually about me just exploring my subconscious, which this dream could have very well been that also. But what I think it's trying to tell me is that, because I read some cards too. I read tarot cards after I had this dream to try and figure it out a little bit. And it kept saying, like, a friendship is going to switch hands, or a relationship is going to switch hands. There's a shift in energy, and I think it's a metaphor for the crossroads. Something's about to change, and
Are you doing ancestral work?
balance, and understanding what's right at the right time.
I think she froze for a second there. Were you working with ancestors?
You know what? No, but you know what, Toy? Uh, this year and last year, we've lost so many family members. My mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my stepfather-in-law, all in terrible accidents. And it very well could be that they're trying to come through to give me a message.
Well, Papa Legba is not dark, first of all, so you can relax on that. Although I know why, but I know the apprehension. I understand what the apprehension is. But he's the keeper of the crossroads, and
Right. And so,
you have to work with him to cross to the other side. Is the hoodoo and voodoo belief? So to do any hoodoo or voodoo, he's the gatekeeper.
And he's
And
also
he's
the
not
gatekeeper as far as ancestral work goes as well.
right. And so if they need to be talking to you, they're going to come through him. So, it could very well be, especially this time of year,
Veils are thinning.
this is this is the time.
Right. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I do not know why I did
Yes.
not think about
Yeah, and it's just like the
Right.
talk
And
that Toy and I were having before about it is that masculine energy in this time of year, and yeah, usually it's something it's some big shift that's coming. You know,
yes.
that.
it's definitely
There's a change in the energy.
yeah, some major shift in energy, and that could be really good, it could be really bad, but it's definitely a big
Or it
shift
could
that's
just
coming, or
yeah.
just it just could be
Or
a new
it could just
perspective.
be it is. Right. It could just be that it is the way it's gotta go, and it doesn't have to
Yeah,
be good nor bad, just is.
just a change.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and exploring a deity. To me, I know that people can pick any deity and work with them, and I understand that, and I understand that you can probably do some pretty good work picking your own deity that you want to work with. But to me, when deity chooses you and shows up to you, they're the ones answering the call that you've sent out,
Hmm.
consciously or subconsciously. And in doing that, just thank them for showing up
Feed them chicken.
and learn what you can learn about them to where you work with them properly. But they've already picked you. And because they've picked you,
Yeah,
I don't see any negative coming. It's something that he's there to guide you somehow, some way, some other. So I would just relax into it and understand this is the time of ancestors, and he happens to be one of the big ones to, be honored
well,
and learn a slightly new path to enhance your magic and grow what you already do.
well, yeah, and you were saying that that your husband had got laid off and stuff, and but you said work's going good for you, so maybe it's just because of the fact that there's that kind of stuff going on, it's putting you in more of a pants of the family kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe your husband's feeling, you know, not feeling as feeling his worth because of the fact that he lost his job or whatever, and maybe it's just that emotional shift and a chance to focus on trying to keep that balanced out so that he doesn't feel emasculated or whatever because of the fact that he's not working right now. So I mean, you just got to kind of step back, take a look at what's going on, and decide, where that energy, needs to go, and what the main focus is, and what that lesson is that needs to be learned there.
Yeah, and the other issue is that his father passed away this year.
Yeah.
And so his father is the one that has most recently passed in your life, and therefore it's probably a communication that he needs right now.
Yeah.
And so they may come through you
To him.
because you're more sensitive to it than your husband is. And so it may be the very thing that you need to help your husband is going to be coming through from your father-in-law through Papa Legba as well.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I don't know why together. It just freaks me
Yeah.
out that. I mean, that sounds so
Well,
naive, but it's kind of like I don't mean to be. And let me just make this very clear: I'm not racist in any way. My husband is African American. My oldest son is African American. My youngest son is like every nationality, and so am I. But
Hmm.
I remember when my little sister saw an African American person for the first time, and she was like, "Oh my gosh!" She couldn't stop staring. I'm like, "Stop staring!" I'm like, I'm trying to tell her this is just a weird thing because she'd never seen it before, and it's kind of like you're asking for you don't know the unexpected, or like when my husband took me to South Dallas for the first time, and I have never been in this before. Or if the first time you do something that's just really out of your comfort zone, where you've never done before, and it's really fine. Everything is fine. It's just really bizarre and weird, and you don't know how to navigate.
Voodoo, Santeria, and they've gotten a lot of bum raps, and there's a lot of stuff out there that isn't,
Not
we have
accurate.
we actually have to, just open up to the idea that it is just another path. It's they're not sacrifice. Everything that they've said about witches is what's been said about
Right.
voodoo and Santeria too. There's always someone ready to demonize everything, and so Hazel, with your family and stuff, I think that you can say you are well beyond being able to be someone that they could call a racist. I don't think anything of the sort. I think it is that unfortunately a lot of cultures, and my video on the Celts, they were demonized too. People demonize what they don't understand, and that holds into popular culture. And so when something pops up, your first reaction is, that's okay, that's normal, that's natural. Take a deep breath and understand. Deity doesn't show up in your life without trying to teach you a lesson. And Papa Legba is also called Saint Peter. And so, there's a lot of ways you can look at Papa Legba. Papa Legba is Hecate in a male form, and Hecate is a female form. Both God and goddesses of the crossroads. So, there's lots of different forms of the same thing, but they teach you different aspects of the same stuff. And so it's natural to have apprehension. It is.
Excuse me.
But,
You know why it really makes sense? Because my mother-in-law had hoodoo background. She wasn't hoodoo, but her mother was. Well, they weren't hoodoo. They practiced similar things, similar rituals, similar root work, similar superstitions.
Yeah.
They were Hispanic, and then my is African American, and he has family that is from the South that made it to the North through the Underground Railroad. And so it would make perfect sense that somehow they're using him to let me know that it's them.
Yeah.
I see that.
Right. So, yeah, I would just take a deep breath and go with it and see where it takes you, because he's there for a reason. He doesn't show up and be honored he chose you. He doesn't come to everybody. Even people who call on him, I'm sure he doesn't come to everybody. But you got to go through him to go to the next step. He's there to teach you and guide you through it. So there's some reason he's there. So I would just work on, finding out what the next step is, because he's not showing up for no reason. No deity shows up for no reason at all. None.
Yeah.
And as far as you not understanding, and well, it's so clear now. Well, when I did the thing researching dreams and stuff like that, well, the person who has them is the very person who cannot interpret them, because it's coming from your subconscious, and you've buried something for some reason, and it usually takes a totally disinterested third party to say, oh, boom, 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 boom. It's very easy. It's always easier for someone else to decipher your shit. It's the same thing as reading tarot cards for yourself or anything else, because we have ego involved and we want to put what we want to put in there. So it's better to have a third party to do it for us.
Yeah.
No matter how friggin' good we are.
Yeah, I pulled a death card before and have told myself, oh, that's not death. That's rebirth. That's what that is. And then a couple of weeks
Yeah.
later, I'm like,
Whoops.
I should
Yeah,
have
I mean,
listened to the warning signs.
yeah, I'll be the first to admit I am the worst card reader for myself. I I will be the first to admit that when I had my dreams not that long ago, the first thing I was on, I made a video that I just sent to these ladies so that they could
Yep.
interpret my dream for me because I knew what I thought, but I knew my thoughts were my ego was going to taint what I was seeing. I needed them to open me up to
Yeah.
other stuff. I'm the first to admit, no matter how good you think you are, you need a third person for your own shit.
Yeah, right before my deity showed up and announced herself, I was having trouble doing a reading, and so Spin did my reading for me, and her reading made a lot of sense, and then everything tied together, and it just seemed natural and everything. Sometimes it's not going to make sense right away. Sometimes you may
Right.
have the dream now, and then you may have a reading, and then something else may happen, and you're going to go, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah, and
More
that's
than once that's happened to me too. I can say
Yeah,
that too.
and then I mean, with this particular deity, you just kind of form a relationship, and there's almost a bond. I mean, like a serious bond, that you form with this deity when they make themselves known to you, because there is a reason they're in your life, and even if they're not there, for the rest of your life, because certainly another one may come to you at a different time in your life when you have the certain need that they're an expert in. Um,
Mhm.
but you're going to have a special relationship with each of the ones, for the time you need them. And
And
it's
maybe
hard.
that
Yeah.
And maybe that's why it happened too, is because it's expanding your knowledge of what you know of magic and your misconceptions or your preconceived notions of different types of magic. And we all have to grow as a witch, no matter how it happens. That's sometimes why it happens. I mean, there's plenty of reasons why he would have come to you. The energy shifting between the veils, the energy shifting in the structure of your home life. There's a ton of reasons that could be happening. It's just we need to be open to accepting that this is what's going on, and this is what you're called you're called to be learning
yeah, the
and
most
embrace
And
it.
yeah.
I can second what she said there because I'm very experienced. I've been doing this for a long time. Does not mean that there's not preconceived notions in my head and there's not apprehensions that are going to go that throw a wall up between me and whatever, and I'm going to have to go, whoa, But luckily, I've been around long enough to know, take a deep breath,
Hmm.
give myself a day, and okay, here I am, no fear.
And there may be
Well, yeah,
and there may be
and I've
lessons for you
been
too with the new deity. I wanted to just kind of throw this in there too. One of the lessons I had to learn, I was very bad at being assertive, and sticking up for myself and saying things like, when enough's enough, when I've put myself out there and not being like a welcome mat, like a doormat. So the experience is she's teaching me to be more assertive and saying no when it's beyond me to do something, rather than taking on more than I can chew. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was one of my downfalls, and she's been working with me with that, as well as a few other
Mhm.
things. And I noticed as soon as I started taking these lessons from this deity, things are starting to fall into place, and my spells are even working faster. So
Mhm.
I just
Yep.
wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, because deity shows up, like I said, for a reason, and it's your growth. It's always going to be
yeah.
ultimately your growth.
Yeah. Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
And
It's
I was in a predicament that's somewhat similar to what you're going through. And my initial thought was, oh, crap, I didn't expect that. And it was like, well,
Hmm.
I'm the researcher. I'm a Virgo, so it's in my nature to be like, okay, well, I get that you're here. Just let me step away for a minute, read a couple books, do a little more research, and then I'll get back to you. So I understand. I understand, being apprehensive, but they're there for a reason, and if they're there calling for you, it's not in any way to do you harm. Now, if you get reckless and you don't do your research and learn what you need to learn, then, it's going to be to your detriment. But as long as you're working with the energies that are coming to you in a proper way, you're going to grow from it and you're going to be a more successful person.
Yeah, be objective and study things as much as you possibly can, because sometimes it's that one little thing you're missing in the landscape that's a key part to every bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
where I can tell you it was like a half open door or an apprehensive door, I'm telling you, for this particular deity, it's an open door now, and there's the ability for communication because my preconceived notions were tested, and honestly, with doing just a little bit of research, I've been able to lay my apprehension down and just go forward, and it's really, really been helpful.
Yeah, and so much of it is so skewed by pop culture and
Mm-hmm.
misunderstandings and just things being misconstrued for whatever reason. We build these notions without even consciously doing so, and then we're presented with
Right.
things and without any actual basis in any of those responses, other than just random crap we heard, that little crap we heard off in the distance somewhere, that builds us in a direction that we don't need to go. And that's like the biggest thing, and it's all based in the unknown. I mean, that's why horror movies are so popular, is because of the fact that
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we live for that kind of
I cannot watch horror movies. I cannot watch them. This is why when I saw, because like you said, my preconceived notions, Papa Legba can't see him in a dream, and I was kind of freaking out a little bit. I think I wouldn't have freaked out so much had I not gone into the living room and smelled tobacco all over the living room and thought that I was like, who started smoking? Like, I was so confused. And I went to the water heater because I thought, oh my god, the gas is leaking. I was freaking out.
oh no.
Okay, there's my altar, dude. There you go.
Dairy. I called Dairy.
Right. Okay, so you see him? That's my Papa Leg image right there. And that's the dream I had. So he's come to me recently too. I think he's coming for a reason. And he's coming, and I'm not the only one he's come to in the last month or so, couple of months. He's been coming to a lot of people. But this
I
is the
just think
time of year.
Yeah, it has to do with the veils thinning and the gate, being ready to be open,
But we've
I've had
also
pass over the last several months, so that totally makes sense.
and I can't tell you why he came to me. He hasn't unveiled that aspect yet. But he did, and he's we've got an open dialogue now, and I'm very comfortable with him. And I heard all the different crap, and I have not found much of that to be true.
Mm-hmm.
So, you just have to see what he has in store for you, because I was doing ancestor work is why he probably came in my direction, and it took me, I'll admit, a couple of days. I was apprehensive. These ladies can attest to that because, like I said, I went straight to them going, I know exactly who showed up in my dream. I knew exactly who it was. And my attitude in that dream was, this has nothing to do with me. I need to go there. And I was determined to do what I fucking wanted. And he stabbed me in the hand. So I don't know what he did to you in your dream, but he stabbed me in the hand. because I
Okay,
wouldn't
mine
listen.
were weird. I was having a party, and which I have not had a party, I don't know, before my son was born. So one, it was weird that I was having a party in my dream, and two, what he did was he walked into the room and out of nowhere, and everyone kind of not realized that we were there, and he kind of like I was just staring practically with my mouth open. I know he could tell I was like dumbfounded. Because at first I didn't really recognize who he was. He was just an old man. And so he walked over to me and he sat down next to me and he didn't say a single word. And I just kept staring at his hat for some reason. He had a little straw hat and I just looked at his hat and I couldn't stop staring at his hat. And he took his hat off and put another hat on. It was a straw hat. It was a different hat. I can't tell you. I cannot remember what color it was. But he changed his hat. And he changed his hat a third time. But he didn't say one word to me. And I kept asking him, I'm like, why are you here? Who are you? Why is everyone ignoring what's going on? And I woke up. And when I woke up, the whole living room smelled like tobacco. And that's when I kind of realized who it was.
Yeah.
Well, did you realize in your dream who was at your party? Were they ancestors who had passed, maybe? Were they ancestors to begin with? Perhaps it was a congregation.
I can't remember. I cannot remember if it was. I know it was family, but I couldn't tell if it was Dallas's or mine, or I can't remember if it was. I just cannot remember.
Well, it sounds to me, and this is just my opinion, but when you're telling me this, it almost feels like the reason he wasn't talking to you was because he wants you to figure it out. He wants you to do the work.
Possible.
And perhaps
I
also
think that he
he's
was
telling
also
you.
maybe just trying to get her used to the idea that he was there,
Yeah.
knowing she was going to be apprehensive and freak out. Because he knows, for me, he goes, you can't go that way, you have to go this way. And I kept saying, no, I'm going that way. I got to go over here. I got to get to this council of ladies, and it's over here. I'm going this way. No, you can't go that way. You have to go this way.
How many
And then he stabbed me
ancestors
in
have
the
you
hand.
lost recently?
3. Oh shit!
Oh, he changed hats 3 times.
He changed his hat 3 times. I did
Yeah.
not put that together. Oh crap! I didn't mean to say shit. Sorry. Oh my gosh! I have goosebumps.
I'll be right back.
Good observation, Spin.
Well,
Oh
I
my
was just curious, but yeah, he was representing your past
God.
ancestors.
He's got three of them that want to talk to you.
Mhm.
3 of them that got something to say.
Yep.
But he
Oh
needed
God.
you ready.
How do I
He
go?
needed you. He needs you ready to hear him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's preparing you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh crap! I did not even put that. I'm so glad. See, this chat was meant to be for me. I
Hmm.
usually can't make it, but every time I make it, I need to hear something from somebody. That's amazing.
Yeah, because sometimes all you just need is a sounding board to kind of, go back and forth and so that you can sort it out in your own mind, because when you're in it and you can't see what's going on. And sometimes it just takes just a few words to go, oh, yeah.
Exactly.
So that everything can click,
Like I said, we're the worst about defining it for ourselves. We have to have somebody else.
Yeah.
That's why if you have nobody else, you should go to a shrink.
Yeah. Well, and
Because
then,
at least they can at least give you the appropriate questions to think about. Because
yeah.
you
Well,
don't need someone to give you all the answers. You just need somebody to give you the proper train of thought to start working on.
Yeah. There's plenty of people out there that have all the answers, but that doesn't get you anywhere. It needs to come from within you. So yeah, you just need those triggers to push you in the direction that you need to go. You know, it's like advice. You know, it's like advice. The only advice that's going to work is what you ask for, and you know, somebody pushing you to do something that you're not, you know, isn't going to get you anywhere. You know, so yeah, it's just having that sounding board and being able to go, yeah, that's that's the direction I need to go, or that, you know, yeah.
Which that's part of the work that you're doing, that you're supposed to do. I mean, some people will have a dream like that and they just blow it off. You're doing the work. You're researching it. You're asking questions. You're doing what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
And when
the most.
Go ahead.
You're right, Blue. No, I was just going to say you're right. The most significant thing is recognizing it's something that you need to be looking into.
Right.
That's a big one. So many people don't.
So already you're on the right track, you know.
I'm just now getting to where I'm trusting myself more. For a while, I would for the longest time, I would second guess myself, and I would miss out on an opportunity, or I would second guess myself and miss out on a chance to help someone else, or help myself. And I'm really trying to pay attention. I'm trying.
I'll tell you what, your intuition will never lie to you. People will lie to you.
Yeah.
Humans will lie to you, and they will make you second guess yourself. But your intuition, and especially if you develop it and work on it and meditate and everything, your intuition's never going to lie to you. Energy, the universe never lies.
Yeah, and it's and once again, it's the same old thing. It's learning how to separate ego from how you really feel, you know, and other people's, you know, opinions and views. It's learning how to separate all of that and doing what works for you as an individual and what is going to suit you the best. You can't base anything that you do, you know, magic or otherwise, on somebody else's view. You know, it's just like with relationships, when people talk about, you know, oh, I can't believe so and so and so and so are still together, and it's like, but you're not behind closed doors with them. You don't know how they interact. You don't know what their situation.
And
that's
that's
how it
the
is
worst
with
thing.
I mean, that's your relation with deity. It's the same thing.
And whether it be pop culture or, you know, your own preconceived notions or someone else's, you know, if you listen to everybody else, you're never going to go forward. You know, there's plenty of people who knew the earth was flat, yet it took people who wanted to go against the preconceived notions to find out it was so much bigger and round than we had anticipated. So you have to just go with what your own gut feeling is telling you. You know, if you've never had any experience with something, then how can it be bad if you just don't know, you know? You got to find out. You got to find out for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've also, you know, the thing about your message will be very unique to you. There'll be so many things that even when you're expressing it to, like us right now, you're expressing certain things. There'll be things that you don't even know to express to us. So that's why everything that we're saying is just for you to take back and think about and work it out and flesh it out for yourself, because it's still going to be a very unique and individual message for your life, your situation, things that you haven't even thought of yet that are in there as well. Because everybody, you know,
we're all individuals. That's the
joy. These puzzles all day long, and they're so easy. And then
with
you
the
get
scissors.
them, and she goes, I just trim them with my scissors to make them fit. That's not
hammer time.
That's not.
Yeah, you can make a square peg fit in a round hole if you hit it hard enough, but that doesn't mean it's gonna work.
Exactly.
You can make it fit. Does not mean
not
it's
right.
Real fit.
It's toy. So I've been talking to this witch, Mystic Moon, over here, and she's getting on my last damn nerves. So send this witch an invite so we can yell at her in person.
I've sent her 3 invites.
Well, you know her.
Hang on. Let me send another one.
trying to tell me some shit?
I saw her thing over here on the phone, but I was like, why does she need phone number? She's supposed to just hit the accept button.
Just do the thing, because even once it's done, even when it stops ringing, you can still go right back and click on it, and it'll let you right in.
Exactly.
People don't know how to hang out. Not like the old days.
Yeah, but if you click on the wrong one that's too old because it's a new one, then you're sitting there by yourself going, hello,
Where
and
is
everybody?
you're watching the tumbleweed go by.
I can't already off the air.
I swear I didn't fart.
Reagan's here in the room
We
again.
know better than that. Hey, Bo and Ra done told on you.
Yeah.
Ra said she blamed me.
Hey, Scott was holding Rod the other day, and he like audibly farted.
Who, Ra or Scott?
That's
I
why
bet
he
they
was
both
holding
did.
the cat, so you couldn't tell which one.
He blamed it on the cat.
I was going to say, you probably blame it on the cat. It was probably his.
See, the cat cannot make an audible one because they don't have any butt cheeks that flap. You know?
When you wake up and your cat is backed up to your face and you see it go, no. Okay.
Yeah, but you can't hear it. It'll go. I swear, a cat's fart goes. It's just like a, you know. Believe me, I know.
I've heard an audible fart out of a cat.
Yeah, I've heard Aries go.
Yeah, it depends on like how they're sitting. Yeah.
Here's got hemorrhoids.
Conversation has gone downhill quick.
And this conversation is
See
officially
what
gone.
happens when we really mention Mystic?
She's got dogs. We know she experiences dog farts. Oh my God, those are bad.
Oh, dog farts are bad. Oh, the dogs here. Dusty lays in front of the fan in the living room and just oh.
I think it's hilarious when a dog farts and scares themselves.
Oh, that's funny. When they fart and look at the back. What?
Yeah, what happened?
What the hell was that?
There's a couple videos on YouTube with dogs doing that, scared of their own farts.
How about that woman that she ran her hand down that beagle, lifted its tail, and it pooped on her?
Oh my God, yes. A beagle with IBS. Oh, by the way, I learned something today. What does bae mean when people say, when they're talking about bae?
It means shit.
It means poop.
Shit.
It's a Danish word for poop,
That's
and they're
it.
calling their
That's
loved
what it
ones
means.
poop.
Mm-hmm.
When they say, oh, I can't wait to see my bae, I'm thinking, oh, you can't wait to see your poop.
Yeah, why are you looking at your poop?
Go look in your toilet.
But then
what the hell are you talking about?
But Amber gave me a good idea. She said, well, we can make it stand for bacon and eggs. Brilliant. Brilliant. Who doesn't love bacon? If
I
you
love
don't
When
like
you're
bacon,
calling it bae, I don't
Well,
know if it's being
I love
bae.
bacon,
I'm sorry.
but I'm only buying it.
yeah, but
I can't
anybody
have
who
it.
says they don't like bacon, liking bacon and being able to have it are two different things. But whoever says they don't like bacon is wrong.
Yeah, what is it? You're entitled to your wrong opinion.
I have a friend that teases. She's always, well, a couple of friends. One is a bacon-holic, and she's like always teasing him that he needs to eat this turkey bacon. He is mad. That ain't bacon. That ain't real anything. It's almost comical.
Okay, I sent Mystic another invite. Where is she?
I don't know. She's weird. She's yelling at me. Yeah. She keeps texting me, spin! Bye!
Okay, tell her we're going to grab her by the nape of her collar and drag her in here.
Well, I told her, stop yelling at me. I'm going to send you an invite. No, don't send me an invite yet. I'm not ready. I don't care anymore. Stop yelling at me.
Oh my god.
I'm
Okay,
a
I
fine
just
walking dog, and I think you guys are scaring people.
That's
oh
good.
well. Okay, I'm just doing a public service announcement. I got these Reese's peanut butter pumpkin thingies, and I got pissed because they were not shaped like pumpkins, but they're actually made with pumpkin in them. So then I was unpissed.
Oh, really?
Really?
And they can't make
Yes.
them in the shape of pumpkins because?
Because they're still in
They're
Easter eggs.
lazy.
No,
They
because
already
they're
make.
still in Easter eggs. They're just trying to make a little buck off of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're what?
Okay, well, sort of like everything's coming out pumpkin spice. Even in my store, pumpkin spice everything. I've got pumpkin spice protein. I got pumpkin spice everything. So on Facebook the other day, it said, "Oh, here we're having a oil change special. Come into the oil change. We have a pumpkin spice oil change for you. Everything's pumpkin spice."
Oh my god. Did you see the pumpkin spice tampons thing?
Oh my Well, I haven't seen that one yet.
Or how about the
so funny.
Samhain condoms? Have you seen those on Facebook floating around?
The what?
No.
The Samhain condoms. They're extra
No.
spiritual condoms. They've got like a little pentagram at the end of them. If I run across it again, I'll share it with you.
So
I'm
Google it. I'm sure it's out
Where,
there.
and where do I have to buy those at?
I don't know. Let me look.
I've got a man I need to put those on.
Are they pumpkin
have a heart.
spice?
Oh, okay. Yes, the Samhain condoms, Punny Pagan Pinterest.
Oh, that's too funny.
Samhain
Well, they
condoms for the thinnest veil between your worlds. I'm gonna open that one.
Shit.
Yeah, what do they think of next?
Oh my god.
Pumpkin spice douche. Of course.
Pumpkin spice hemorrhoid
edible
cream.
underwear.
Oh,
Okay, here it is. Okay, I'm just gonna save the image and then I'll well, wait a minute. I can do a screen share, right? Hang on.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, wait a minute. Where the hell did this come? Okay, I can just put it up there. All right, where is my
Blue's breaking
screen
shit.
share?
Yep. Oh, and thanks, Spin. You were talking about getting stuck on Pinterest. Guess what I'm doing on my iPad right now.
See, I'm not allowed on Pinterest because I
Okay.
miss days.
It's bad.
Well,
Can you see this?
my neighbors got an earful about pagan condoms.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, see, it's
Headsets save lives.
make every
Oh,
right
no,
a
save
great
lives.
right with Samhain condoms. When it's
That's
time to
funny.
stir
Hang
her
on, I can't hear
cauldron.
you guys.
There
I
it
gotta
goes.
fix my thing again.
Okay,
I
it says when it's time to stir her cauldron with your wand, trust us to be your magic circle that holds in your cone of power.
Karma pack, buy one, get three free.
Samhain condoms
funny.
when you want the thinnest veil between your worlds.
Oh, that's
Karma
funny.
pack, buy one, get one free. Pentacle tip. 4
That's
premium
funny.
latex. Yeah.
think I got it.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to share this or something. Is there? No, I can't share it unless I log in. I don't want to log in. Okay, so I'm gonna stop
Just
sharing
take
now.
the picture. Just like take the image and then post it on your Facebook.
Well,
Oh,
I
I'm
need a
going to.
picture. I need a picture of that because I need to dirty text that to my boyfriend.
Okay, well I'll put it in. I'll send it.
God
I'll send it to
damn
you
it.
in a
Here
private
we go
message.
again. I'm gonna.
Uh-oh.
What
Uh-oh.
now?
Mystic can't get in.
Oops, sorry, Rocky.
Oh, Lou bar. Maybe she'll slide in.
Poor Mystic. Oh, God.
I sent her 1,000 invites. Okay, there's another one.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Come in.
Okay, I
You have 1,000 of them.
put it in the PM for y'all.
Okay. There it is. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, so I still haven't decided what I'm going to be for Halloween this year.
Well, y'all know what
I
I'm.
said I was gonna be last week.
What are you going to be?
What are you gonna be, Hazel?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I thought about, okay, because I'm ridiculous. I was thinking about being a witch and passing out flyers that say, like, if you're wearing a witch's costume this year, why you should really think about what you're wearing, because witch was a term that was used to dehumanize women a long time ago, and the church tried to say that women didn't have souls and gave people a reason to kill us, and so many women died for this cause. So many women died who were Christians who, because they were women. I mean, the whole thing around women is so important to me, but I thought it would be neat to hand out flyers to make people think about something a little bit different.
So she has a political
If
agenda.
you're not giving out Reese's Pieces, I ain't trick or treating.
That's my trick. I mean, you should, if you open your door for me, you're gonna get, like,
Well, they
Politician.
say trick or treat. So
There's gonna be this little 5-year-old little girl coming up there trick or treat, and she's gonna get this flyer
with
her
fire.
Mommy, she gave me paper.
You better give some full-size candy bars with that shit.
You gotta do it Doctor Who style. When
Yeah,
they knock on the door, you gotta open the door and you
If
gotta
I
breathe
hand
on
those
them and go,
out,
breath
You're
from
gonna,
your
your
lungs.
house, your trees are gonna be toilet papered.
I know.
That 5-year-old
It was
girl's
really
gonna
fun.
kick you in the
You know,
shin.
if all these, born again Christians do it, and everybody hates it, they're gonna hate it just
Everybody
as
else
much.
does it.
If you're pagan, whether you're pagan or Christian, you give out tracts and you don't give candy bars to back that shit up. You're gonna get egged and toilet papered.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least go and
Pretty
get some of the Hershey's miniatures and print the flyer information and put it on there like a wrapper.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That way they get
Or
candy and they'll read it because
tape it
Halloween,
all
so they'll be
over
checking the
that damn
candy.
flyer, but tape it
Make
with
sure
that
you
really
pass that
good
shit
tape.
out with a grain of salt. Make sure you pass all that shit out with a grain of salt.
A single grain of salt.
You better salt around your whole house and your trees and everything else too. You gotta put some
They're gonna
protection.
egg your house first
I know.
and then toilet paper it to make the toilet
My
paper
husband,
stick.
I make him insane. Like, when we're talking to people, or like, I'll hear people talking at another table at the restaurant, and I'll be like, well, here's what I think about that. And he's like, really? We do not.
Oh, you're one of those.
You should be going.
Yeah.
Your kind burned me at the stake
Yes.
3,000 years ago. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just blah, 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 blah. Oh my god.
See, I won't put my opinion forth until somebody addresses me, but once those floodgates are open, they are fucked. They get to hear it all.
Let me tell you, I was dating an Arab man, okay? And this Arab man was a tall drink of water, 6'8". Oh god, he was.
Ooh.
But anyway, he comes from a very important family in the Arab community that I didn't realize. But anyway, he's from Iraq, and he finally gets off the phone one day, and he turns to me and he says, "Toy, do you know what the problem with the world today is?"
Oh, God.
And I go, "Oh boy, that's a loaded question." I'm thinking, "Yeah, I know what the problem with the world today is, but." I go politely, "No, what would that be?" Ahmed, he's Ahmed, the terrorist. Ahmed says to me, "When they took God out of schools." And I said, "Oh, hell no, you didn't." And I'd already had sex with him, you know, the infidel. He's in my bed, the witch's bed, right? I'd already had sex, everything. Yes, everybody knows my business. I don't care. Anyway, so I said, no, you want to know what the problem with the world today is? Lazy ass parents who do not take the time to teach their kids their own spirituality. And you want me to believe that I should leave my kids into a school and let them teach them about spirituality when I don't even know what church they go to or what affiliation they have? And let me tell you, who's going to decide about that? Let me tell you something. He just looked at me and I thought, oh God, I'm going to have my car blown up tomorrow. Thank you very much. Like,
No, but you
I
make
went
total
off on
sense.
him.
Do you know how many people inside one church house will disagree on shit? And then it's okay to teach it in school and have somebody that's not even qualified to I mean, come on, teach theory.
Well, see, all
but-
pretty when they're sitting and standing and kneeling together, but if they actually talked about the religion that they practice, the war would break out inside their own church.
Yeah, but you don't understand. This guy is a Shia Muslim. Okay, this is a guy who I asked my other Arab boyfriend. Yes, I had two of them at the time. I had a Shia and a Sunni. Yes, I was going to have a holy war in my bed. Yes, yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking about that time, but anyway. I asked the other one about the other one, and I said,
It was bedtime 45 minutes ago.
he tells me that, I said, so why, I said, what are you? And he goes, I'm Sunni. And I go, okay, do you know what I said, so why do the Shia and the Sunni want to kill each other? And so my Sunni guy says, because back in 638 AD, and I said, oh my God, sire. 638 AD, really? Seriously? You cannot get over some shit that's from that far back? 638 AD? He goes, in 638 AD, Muhammad died, and he did not leave a predecessor to his, because not only was he the Prophet Muhammad, he was the Caliph, and the Caliph was head of all the Arab nations. So when he died, the family went to prepare the body and do all of the Arab things that they have to do for the body and the funeral and the mourning and stuff. And all the other Arabs got together and declared a new caliph. So the Shia are the ones that believe that it should be of Muhammad's bloodline, and the Sunni believe that it just shouldn't be the next person who they elect to be the caliph. And I said, okay, so do you know what the Abbasi family is? And he said, the Abbasi family is Shia. And I said, oh, how do you know that? They're from Iraq. And he goes, the Abbasi family is Shia. And I said, how do you know? He goes, because 638 AD. And I said, oh, good God, sire. 638 AD again? He goes, yes. 638 AD. Muhammad, when he died, he had one daughter, and that daughter was married to his cousin, the son of his father's brother, and that son-in-law of Muhammad was named Abbas, and the family that came from Muhammad's bloodline was the Abbasi family, the son of Abbas.
Oh my God.
So I was going to bed with the son of Muhammad. And I argued with him about how God did not need to be taught by the teachers in the school. It needed to be taught by the lazy-ass parents. Yeah, I thought I was going to. I learned my lesson.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a toy original.
That is right. Right after I'd gone to bed with a priest. I have systematically gone through every of the world's religions and destroyed them. Oh, I'm on hit lists everywhere. Not to mention Homeland Security and the CIA. Whatever.
And Mystic is still not here yet.
No, she isn't.
Huh?
Nope.
No, where is she? She's missing out on my good son.
She's watching.
Is that number
Why?
3?
I
Oh,
think
by
she's
the way,
number
I'm
3.
hearing a lot of feedback. Does somebody have their YouTube open in the background and didn't mute it?
No, you know what that probably is? It's
Nope.
probably me. I made the mistake of taking it off of... Hold on. Let me see if this helps any.
Water.
Okay, did that
So
help?
yeah,
Mm-mm.
No.
you want to
Well,
know
maybe
what
a little.
was really funny about dating an Arab?
Hmm.
Is when I showed Sayer Ahmed, the dead terrorist, by that Jeff, whatever his name is.
That's
Jeff
hilarious.
Papa Dunham.
Yes,
Jeff Papa.
I introduced him. I was the first one to introduce him to Ahmed, the dead terrorist.
Oh my God, I love Ahmed.
And
I give
he
you.
goes at first, he has a serious look on his face. And he goes, that's just wrong. Making fun of people who committed suicide. This is wrong. I don't think I should laugh. And then with that same face, he goes, I have a cousin, Ahmed, that just came to Houston. Do you think I should show him this in English and translate, or should I teach him English first and let him watch it for himself? Which do you think would be funnier? So, he was laughing. He was just making it look like he didn't like it at first. That's just wrong. You find somebody who's committed suicide. It's just wrong.
Oh, that's funny. I love Ahmed.
I know. That's why my other one was called Ahmed the Terrorist. Because
That's too funny.
Ahmed the Dead Terrorist. That was the other one I dated. Oh, I have been bad in multicultural situations.
I see a puppy.
Yeah, that was Rocky. He came home.
Oh,
Get back up there again.
cute.
Oh, how long have you been missing?
He was missing for 2 days.
Oh my
I
god.
was like a mess.
Oh,
It's because he's 13, and so I was like, oh my gosh, what if he doesn't see as well anymore, or hear as well. And what happened was my kids kept opening and closing the front door to go play with their friends outside, and somehow he got out during one of those times, and nobody was paying attention. I was so mad.
Oh.
I thought I was gonna set the whole neighborhood on fire. So I could play.
well, that's what us witches do sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, he's home now, and that's all that
Yeah.
matters. Now you gotta
And
love
then
up
every
on
once
him
in
a
a
little
while
bit.
we just have to.
Stick
And
him
then
back
every
in the
once in a
camera. I
while
want
we
to
just
see
have
him.
to say,
Oh,
Stick him back up there. I want to see him again.
Oh wait, can I get your face? Hey,
Oh
Grandpa.
no, wait, he froze. Okay, there he is. Oh, I just see the top of his head. He's tired. He's been out.
Yeah, he's...
Oh, he's so cute.
Oh.
oh, there he is.
I don't know why he's so tired. The kids must have wore him out today.
Well, he's been gone 2 days. He's might have got a couple girlfriends.
Oh, knock knock.
13 years old with a couple girlfriends. Yeah, he ought to be wore out.
He's done for. He says, I'm just tired. Just let me do my thing and go sleep now.
I'm home. I'm home.
I need to go grab a snack. I'll be back.
I have a piece of pizza you can have. Where is Mystic?
Me and the kids
I
made.
don't know.
Oh, where? Me and the kids made Witch's Flying Mix, and we've been eating it like crazy. It's like candy corn and caramel corn and pretzels and marshmallows and like all this shit that's really bad for you. And it's
Oh,
so
she's
good.
That
banned.
sounds
Ben, you need
delicious.
to mute her. I don't have none of that.
Right?
I'm not muting for that. That actually sounds pretty good.
Ah.
What's happening? Is
I've
someone
been,
being mean?
huh?
No, Spin likes to just mute people randomly if they say the wrong words or whatever. And you were saying candy that I
what?
wanted to eat. No, I want to eat it. That's
I know. How dare you talk about
When
candy out
someone
of here?
grosses
No,
me out, if
I've been-
someone grosses me out, I mute
It
them.
was a
Oh,
joke.
I get
Rachel.
muted.
It was
Jealous of you, so I was
Blue
gonna mute.
gets muted a lot.
I'm not gonna mute for jealousy.
Yeah, Blue gets muted a whole lot. Poor Blue. She gets about 2 words in and then she's just off.
Yeah.
Because I know where her mind is going.
It's like, this is gonna turn ugly. That's so funny.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Where in the heck is Mystic? I've almost had a whole glass of wine. Yeah,
Whole
right.
bottle.
Oh,
Yes,
I had
I'm
raspberry mead for the first time yesterday. That was pretty cool. I've never had mead before.
Oh yeah, I used to brew
Mead
mead.
is good.
I'm drinking the
Mead
It's
is
so
good.
good.
Yeah, I used to. There was a group I was with. We used to brew mead. Oh man,
Yeah.
and they
Mead
had it
is
moved out of
good.
state.
I drank it, and I could
Okay.
totally see why, like, the fairy drink. Like, why fairies want to drink it, because it's amazing. And it makes you, like, happy drunk. Not like tequila.
Right?
Hey, tequila
Oh,
makes me
no.
a happy drunk.
Really? It makes me so scary mean. I had this really, oh my gosh, I was at this party when I was probably like 22, and this really short guy, Austin, he was so annoying. I don't know why. I don't know how he got invited to these parties, but he was super annoying. He was really short. No offense, really short people. And he came behind me, and he's shorter than me. I'm 5'4", so he was really short. So
Yeah.
he came behind me and smacked me on my butt, y'all. I do not. I'm sorry. Some people are like, whoa! I'm like, no, ma'am. I turned around and punched him in his face. And I am not a violent person.
Oh no.
But it was because I had tequila, and everyone was like, whoa, did she really just do that?
Yeah, tequila makes me kind of violent too. I know exactly
Yeah.
what. It's bad.
The coolest
Like,
thing that ever happened to me.
much-
The coolest thing that ever happened to me while drinking tequila is that we came out of this party or whatever, and somebody smacked me on my ass. Now, to the outsider, it looked like I basically pointed at the dude and sent him flying, but the idiot probably tripped over something and stumbled backwards. So as I pointed at him, he stumbled back into a bunch of people, and it looked like I basically and sent him flying. It was funny.
Worst I did was kick somebody out of their own house and declare it mine. I walked in that door. I live here now. Get out. Oh my god. Yeah. Doesn't matter where I'm at. When I'm here, it's my No, I don't drink tequila.
Yeah, I don't do it. I don't drink it either.
God.
The funniest thing I've ever heard was 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, floor.
Yep.
Yeah,
I hardly
because I
hear a
punched
cheese
Yeah,
his
that was
sandwich.
right
face.
after my husband came home and beat up my mother. Thank you. That was the
Maybe
worst
he
drunk
should
my
have
husband was ever
raspberry
on.
mead instead,
Right?
because it makes too much
He
happen.
should have had tea.
I don't know. We made the mistake one time. One of the public rituals that I went to. It wasn't completely public. It was like a meetup group, but there was a guy there, and we didn't know that he was on heavy medication. So he was drinking weed with us, and he was drinking absinthe, and that
Oh,
man
Tasting the
completely
Greek berry, were we?
flipped. out. He flipped out. Oh my god. He was running up and down the street like a crazy person. We were trying to, yeah, oh no. Nope, nope. Punched a hole in the bathroom wall. I mean, just, yeah. Oh, the guy totally flipped, and
You're supposed to be.
we're all real
You're
like,
supposed to be chasing the fairies.
yeah, he was chasing the fairies all right with a baseball bat.
He was trying to punch him.
Through the bathroom. He was completely out of his gourd. I mean, he was just out there, and it was so bad. Oh, it was bad. We tried to call him a cab, and we couldn't even get the cab driver to take him. Nope.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that was an experience.
I don't like that drink only because it tastes like licorice, and I don't do licorice well. But other than that, it's all right.
Yeah, see, I don't
But
mind.
I wanted a rebate because I didn't see no green fairies. I didn't see any purple fairies or white fairies or blue fairies or pink fairies either. I just didn't see nothing. I was pretty pissed off.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with absinthe. I don't have a problem with Sambuca. I don't have a problem with Jaeger. I don't have a problem with any of that stuff that has that licoricey taste in liquid form. But like to eat a piece of licorice, like a jelly bean that's licorice, oh no, nope, can't do it.
What was that? Oh shoot, what was that liquor we just did last New Year's Eve? It was.
Was it
It's
Fireball?
an Italian. No, it's an Italian liqueur with 72 herbs in it. It's an Italian witchcraft thing called Strega.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's lemony tasting. I don't like that
I've
either.
never tasted it before, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I didn't.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Don't waste your money. It doesn't taste good.
Oh, okay.
And I can do some liquor, but
Yeah.
it didn't taste good.
We had that reminds me too. I'll have to find the pictures of that somewhere. We met some Strega witches that came over from Italy and attended one of our public rituals here one year. Those people were a trip. Yeah, it was really cool.
I bet.
Yeah. The one woman took a vow of silence. Oh, they were
Wow.
fascinating people. Yeah, they were very fascinating people. It was different. Their practice is a lot different than ours. I couldn't. Yeah.
There you go, people.
Yep.
That's it.
The Strega liqueur. Yeah.
Very lemony.
Yeah.
Party time.
It's from Italy. Benevento. Benevento. Something.
It's literally called oh, good God, I can't even read the Italian on that label, but
It should just be
Brandy
like.
still has.
Huh?
Brandy still had it somewhere because it was
Yeah.
her bottle. But anyway, it was gross. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Don't recommend it.
Yeah, it's Strega is the name of it. It's
No, I was trying to read the
name of the brewer or whatever.
the people who bottle it, and I couldn't read the label of it.
Well, let me just beat up my microphone real good. Here, hold on, I'll tell you.
It's got 72 herbs in it.
The S.A. Distillery Liqueur Strega in
Yeah, it's a liqueur.
Vento, Campania, Italy. Saffron. Ooh. 70 herbs, ingredients, mint and fennel. Oh, it's because of the fennel. That's why it's got so much licorice taste.
It has a licorice taste too, but it was really more lemony than anything, and I didn't like it.
Oh,
So,
they use it,
but
yeah, for torta caprese. Yeah.
Hey, I have a good
so
witchy question.
hmm
Okay, so for example, with my husband getting laid off, um, what I did was I kind of beefed up our lucky vibes by putting mint and basil water around the house. Um, and I used the mint to enhance the vibrations. So but I know you can like do spells and things like that to help his chances of getting a job. But is that one, do you guys believe that you should only use magic for the greater good? And two, how would you how would you go about figuring out if him getting a job is for the greater good?
Well, first
Does
off,
that
the
make
greater
sense?
good is in the eye of the beholder there again. And as far as whether a spell like that would work or not, if you're asking about it, then you've got doubt there, and that's what you need to get rid of is the doubt, and just know.
right.
Use the law
Let
of
me,
attraction. You're
I
using
think
your magic all the time, even if you don't know that you're doing it by the thought process.
yeah, I think the
Well,
important
right,
part
because
is to.
I had posted something on Facebook because what I had did was I made a couple of potions that I used around the
Mhm.
house. I put some stuff to put in my husband's pocket, like doing little things, being a wife to my husband. And so I had put that on Facebook, and someone had posted a reply to it saying, "Please only use magic for the greatest good of all."
Well,
I
that's
kind of
their
feel
okay, let
opinion.
me tell you. Oh wow. Let me tell you something.
There you go for it, Toy.
Oh, let me tell you. Charm is not witchcraft. It is written in Hollywood. Number one. Witchcraft is for your greater good. Your greater good. You are just as important as anyone else in this friggin' universe. You have the right to better your life. You have the right to better your children's life. You have the right and the duty to help better your family. You are not causing harm to someone else. You are just trying to make sure that you are surviving and doing what you need to do. And no one should expect you to do any less. And no one should ever make you feel guilty for doing something that is good for you and your family. Ever. Ever. And you
Everybody's
should use every power that you
And
have to
and this is
enhance
it.
who you are.
Opinions are just so like assholes. Everybody has one.
just because somebody
Don't
has
worry
one doesn't
about what
mean you
somebody
stick
else
it in
thinks.
your
Worry
face.
about what's in here.
And you're gonna don't kill me for this one, but I
Go
just
ahead.
went and I looked at your Facebook and I looked at the person that left that comment on your post, and I'm looking at their page and stuff, and I see all the conspiracy theory things and all the stuff that they're looking at, and I think it's just somebody that doesn't really grasp magic.
It grasps Charmed. They're too busy
Here.
listening to
And
Charmed.
the problem is, and the thing is, and what you have to worry about most above everything else is to focus your intention in the right place. And as long as you do that, it doesn't matter how you do that, it doesn't matter what you're doing. And I think the main focus should be his confidence and him feeling good about
Right.
himself, because that's going to put him in the right frame of mind to go out there and assert himself in a way that's going to get him another job, because he's going to show that he is competent enough to do the work and do what needs to be done to get hired. I mean, and that's the important part. I mean, and people will say some random bullshit on your Facebook page, and just because somebody says some random bullshit on your Facebook page, don't second guess yourself because of that crap. That doesn't
Right.
get you
Because
anywhere.
right, because that second guessing destroys your magic.
Exactly.
Right there.
Just let that shit go.
So,
Yeah.
Like when you go and put your
anything
potions around, when you go and put your potions around and you're putting your intent there, don't let somebody else determine whether your spell's going to work or not and put that doubt in
That's
your mind.
But that's the point of being silent when you're
That's right,
no
because they
words
will
told to be
penetrate.
silent. Because yeah, when you are putting something out there into the world and you go talking about it, then everybody's gonna throw their shit at it, and if they don't want you to succeed or if they don't want your family
If
to
you
succeed, they're gonna
notice,
put crap on your work.
there's one thing that you'll notice in everything that I do, online and everywhere else. Do you ever see me discuss my actual spell work? Will I talk about it? Will I talk about, in theory, if you do this, this will work? These things work for this. Correspondences and whatever, that's fine. But do you ever hear me speak exactly of what I'm working on, specifically what my intentions are? No. Why? Because that is very, very private to me, because I've had to deal with the same thing as if even if I just bring it up in random conversation, oh, I really want this, so I'm doing this spell to work on getting this, and somebody go, well, that's selfish, or that's not safe, or you're going to bring in a bad energy, and then they've planted that seed that's just going to grow and grow until I'm
Well,
second
see,
guessing myself and not able to fucking sleep at night.
And it's none of
So,
their business anyway.
yeah, you have to be very careful what you put out, because you may say something just in passing, or just in, just making a little comment or whatever, and not think anything about it, and then somebody else is dwelling on that and putting their negativity into it, and that's going to ultimately affect you.
Well, see, for me, in regards to YouTube, especially having a channel, when it comes to my altars or spell work or whatever, if I talk about it, it's always at least a week after I've performed it and
Yeah.
done what I needed to do. My altars, if you ever see my altars, and I will show my altars occasionally, but if you ever see them, by the time that you're watching that video, my altar is either not in the same place and definitely not in the same state that it was when you're watching it.
Yeah,
Because I'd never show an active altar and I would never show a live altar.
Yeah, I have all of my stuff behind me, but that's not, I mean, I've got my Halloween decorations over it. You know what I'm saying? That's not actual workspace right now. That's just storage. And all of my important stuff is off in a cabinet with the door closed. It's not on screen. I keep the really important things private because they need to be. You don't see me up here showing you my underwear. God forbid.
Wait, we haven't drunk Reagan yet.
Yeah, but
Yeah, because
I mean,
go ahead.
yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is, you got to keep private things private, and it's okay to share, and you can share a lot, but there always has to be that something that you hold back, that you hold sacred, that you keep from other people, because that's where the true magic is. That's where the importance is, to keep other people out of your inner energy circle, and to not foul up your intent.
And that's why I'm about keeping my circle small. I have no need to have a zillion people on my friends list. I mean, I've got quite a few of them because, I'll friend anybody for a while. But, I don't get into private conversations with everybody. I don't really get too involved with too many. I keep my circle small. And I think it's better that way, because if you get too large of a circle, you get too many people in your circle, you're going to have everybody having an opinion, everybody, discussing and arguing, and everybody's telling everybody they're doing something wrong, or it has to be done this way, or we disagree,
And there's
so now we're
always
going to
those
hate each
little
other.
rifts,
Yeah.
those little sections of your circle that bond together tighter than the other ones, and then this person's talking shit about this person, and blah 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 blah.
Well, they build energy in ways that don't need to be built, and point that energy in directions that it doesn't need to go. And that's why, like I said, and for me, I have a lot of acquaintances. I know a lot of people. I've done a lot of networking. I live in Las Vegas. I worked as a temp for years. I worked in a job where I dealt with a lot of people on a a regular basis, or customer service. You know, I've traveled all over the place. I've done a lot of things to bring me in contact with a lot of people. And I have no problem having a lot of acquaintances. But just because I know a lot of people and because I interact with a lot of people doesn't mean that everybody needs to know what's going on with me, because, you know, like I said, you have to really decide what you put out there and what you don't. And that's once again, that's in every aspect. That's not just in your magic, because people are dicks.
Yeah, exactly.
And just
Yeah, it's just like
So-
me. I mean, if I let somebody into my circle of friends, and the minute they start showing that they're not, they're all about drama and stuff like that, I'm done.
It's
You know.
you know, my direction and my purpose in life, when, you know, especially online, because there is so much negative energy out there when it comes to online, is the people that I do encounter, I do my best to try to build them up and be supportive of them as much as I possibly can, and I expect the same. And when I find that people are stuck in these negative loops and they're just digging their own grave basically with their crap, I just go, okay, that's enough. Run away, run away, run away, scream, kill it with fire. You know? Yeah, you have to really pay attention to the kind of energy that you're allowing into your life. And
Yep.
with the internet, you have full control of that. Sometimes in our personal lives we don't, depending on who we live close to or with, or who we work with or go to school with or whatever. But in avenues where you have that control, take that control. And, you know, if somebody wants to get on there and say something, they might have the you know, the best intentions with their comments, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be conducive to what you need or want in your life at that time. So you have to decide whether or not you want to share. People are going to say stupid things, you know, and not even maybe even mean it in a negative way, but just be putting it out there. So yeah.
And while we're on the subject of keeping things silent or knowing what to keep private or whatever, one of the things that really bothers me is people who feel like they have to flaunt their pagan respectful. And like one of the things, like I've heard people say, "Oh well, I don't care. I'm gonna go into church or wherever I go with my big old solid plate pentacle and blah 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 blah. And if they have a problem with it, blah 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 blah. You know, they can just fuck off or whatever."
I
But
know.
to me, it's like I'm perfect. I'm a witch, and I'm perfectly secure. I'm I'm perfectly secure in walking into anywhere without having to flaunt that that's what I do, that I'm a witch. Because I don't need to make the world see it. You know, I don't need to tell everybody on the street corners or wherever that I'm a witch and this is what I do. And
It comes down to having basic respect for yourself and other people too. You know, if I'm going to walk into a church, I can sit there and I can be just as respectful, because I can be just as at home in a church as I can at my own altar. Because to me, I see everything pagan there, and I can sit there and I can be, and I was raised better than that to go in front of somebody and tell them that they suck, or they don't do things right, or they, you know, that's bullshit. You know, if I walk into their home, I'm not going to disrespect it.
Well, to me, when people do that and they have to like be like, yeah, I'm a witch, I'm a witch, I'm a witch. Hey, did you know I'm a witch? I'm a witch. Did you know I'm a witch and I'm in a church? I'm a witch and I'm in a church. Like, it's like, well, are you that insecure within your religion and yourself that you need to flaunt it like that? I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can be perfectly respectful being in a church and doing
And
what
you
you gotta
still
do.
go
Like,
in and do, yeah, and you
and
still
does it
do
make you
all
any
the
less
things
of a
you do.
witch?
And
It
once
doesn't make you
again,
less of a witch because you have to go into a church. Many people have relatives that are not pagan, that have
I do.
funerals, that have weddings,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and so it's perfectly. I mean, are you gonna miss your grandfather's funeral because you're a witch and you don't want to like be respectful of the family and
You're
walk in with
not
that
going to
pentacle? I
actually
don't.
catch fire. I mean, that's like, I don't have any problem. I've attended all kinds of different churches, and I have no problem. You know, it's just like when I go out, and it depends on where I'm going and what I'm doing. But, for the most part, I tuck in my nose ring, I put a bandana over my hair. I don't go out of my way to draw a bunch of attention to myself. I don't feel the need to. And whether that's, as far as my faith goes or just the fact that I enjoy looking weird on my own time, that's my business. I don't put that out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like respecting, you want them to respect what you believe, then we need to respect what they believe. And if they're on our turf, we would want them to behave. And so
Exactly.
we
Yeah.
do, yeah.
That's why,
So
that's why I
yeah,
do
mutual respect.
yeah.
I did a video on removing obstacles, Laura, and I think you need to remove the obstacles. That one little statement that that person made on your Facebook page was enough to throw you crap. That you need, I would redo all the things that you did already. I would just go in and redo it and make it fresh and put yourself right where you need to be, to where you don't have any self-doubt that you did the right thing. Because you did the right thing, you did it out of love. You weren't trying to hurt anybody. You didn't do anything there's nothing for you to question. Nothing. And that person was being an ass when they did that. But even if they weren't being an ass and they really felt that thing to share, it's usually something, a reflection on them and what they're doing in their life, that you don't have the power as a witch to not help yourself rise up and be better and stronger and smarter. That's the whole purpose of learning our path, is to become better and stronger, and if you can't help yourself and your family, who the hell are you doing it for?
Mhm.
Who the hell are you doing it for? If you help your family be better and stronger, then you have just helped your circle that you influence around you to be stronger, and then those people go out and they help other people, and that's how you help the greater good anyway.
Well,
So
and it's
people have
also,
a misconception about that bullshit.
yeah, and it's also that they may be resentful of the fact that what you are doing could work and make things better
Yeah.
off for you and your family. You don't know what their intentions are, so it's not, what they say shouldn't matter, and it's hard to to keep doubt or whatever other people say or do out of your magical mind frame. But you eventually, when you grow within your confidence as a witch, you try to just let it roll off, and you just learn what to say and when not to say things, because you don't need that kind of fire coming at what you're doing, especially if it's to better your situation and for the right reasons.
Yeah, well, and it's
And
it's
for
just like,
hell, who knows? It's no one to say whether it's the right reasons or the wrong reasons. It's your opinion and your
Well,
magic.
and to me, there is no question that if you're trying to put a roof over your children's head, you're trying to put food in their mouth, you're trying to put electricity so that they have the comforts that they need to survive and be healthy and happy and grow, then that it is better that your husband have a job. And if you aren't, if anything else, is that not what being part of a couple is about? Is helping raise each other up. So that there's
Yeah,
no question
that's
that
how
that's what you
I
should be
that's how I
doing.
saw it at the beginning.
I mean,
well, and that,
Yeah.
you should be helping him in any way that you can help him, and vice versa. He should be helping you in any way that he could help you to raise you up.
well, and the thing is
That's just a
too,
given.
yeah, and the other thing is too is we all do need those safe havens where we can interact and talk to other people about what we do without having to filter ourselves and without having someone be judgmental and say some bullshit. And
Yeah.
that's the important part. I mean, it's just like with me with the group that I used to be with, here is, we would always do all of our stuff, and everybody was always talking about, perfect love and perfect trust. And then when I realized that there was no such thing in that group as perfect love and perfect trust, even though it is a
Yeah.
thing, and there are people out there that do know how to be your friend and be objective and be open-minded and let you grow and flourish the way you need to and be supportive of each other. You know, if you don't have that, the best thing to do is run away screaming. and that's
Yeah.
and that's the important part is, you know, choose your you know, where, you know, because
Choose your
like I said,
alliances and choose your advisors very wisely.
and everything that you
Because
consider your audience, just like
Yes.
with me. I mean, I have some views that are pretty out there for a lot of people, so I only share those views amongst friends that I know that I'm safe sharing those views with. I don't go and run out with a bullhorn, you know. Because, and do I share them, and do my ideas and ideals still get out there? Yeah, but they just in a different roundabout way. You know what I mean? I don't feel the need to run around wearing a T-shirt with it on it. I don't feel the need to, you know, pound it into other people's heads. I just, you know, I assert myself the way that I need to. That's conducive to not having these ridiculous internet arguments, or having people say ridiculous things to me on my Facebook. And it's hard. It is hard because, like I said, a lot of people will say things and not put any thought behind what came out of their mouth, you know, and
Yeah.
they feel like they're, you know, and then you get a lot of people, especially on the internet, with the superiority complex where they feel the need to put you in your place, you know, and
yeah,
that's a real
yeah.
popular one that's
Yeah.
ridiculous, you know, and that's just like the comment that was made on your Facebook page. That was kind of like a, well, you know, be sure that I, you know, here, let me put you in your place, you know, and it's like, but that's what does that do, you know,
And there
and
are some
even if
people that
it's,
will argue the point, no matter how stupid and ridiculous they look or appear, they want to be right, and they're just going to argue for the sake of arguing. But ultimately, whatever decision you make, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, it's your decision to make.
yeah,
And
You
some
know.
people like to hide behind a computer screen, and they don't think that they're going to be
keyboard
hit with
warriors.
any kind of ramifications because they're behind a computer screen and they don't know you personally. And you can say whatever you want to anybody if you don't know them personally because they're not human to you. And they're not going to be human to you until you get to know them personally.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's so easy for different types of things to be said on the internet and dramas to be started because they don't know people personally and you're not human until they've connected with you.
Yeah.
And you also have to put it to this way, that the power of your magic is how you feel about it.
Mhm.
If it makes you feel uncomfortable, then you shouldn't do it. Not because the act that you were going to do shouldn't be done, but the fact that your uncomfortableness is going to make it backfire on you.
You need the
If
confidence
you
behind it.
feel good about what you did, if it was done with the right reasons and you have no guilt, no shame, no negative emotions whatsoever about it, then that's going to be a positive magic. The second that doubt, uncomfortableness, guilt, jealousy, any one of those, what we would deem as negative emotions, comes into play, then it skews the magic to happen in that way, because magic is attracted by vibration, and it is about putting your intent, concentration, and vibration. The second that vibration shakes is when it doesn't come out the way you intended it to come out. So when someone throws that in there, what they've done is they've thrown a monkey into your
Yep.
works. They've thrown that wrench into it. Not everybody does it because of, someone said that they wanted to do spell work because they needed to move to a different place. And that they were working the spells and they were working all the spells and it just wasn't coming to beat. And it'd been like 6 months and they were getting desperate about why this wasn't happening. The thing was that even when you're sharing it with the members of your own family, sometimes those members, although it might be for the greater good of your entire family to move to a different location, some people are afraid of change in any way, shape, or form. And so therefore, the second that you let them know you're working this magic for this change, their apprehension, because they're afraid of change, not because of any other reason, and they're not even doing anything intentionally, they are negating your magic because of their fear.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to, that's the other aspect of keeping silent, is because not everybody, so say you tell your husband, I'm doing all this magic so that you can go out and get this job. If he doesn't believe, then he's thinking, that's bullshit, you can't do this, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And he has negated the magic that you've put positive for him. His negativity has canceled it out. So a lot of times we have to keep it silent what we're doing, because if they knew what you're doing, just their very thought about, well, this can't possibly, because and we've all done it. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't, no evil intent was intended at all. But when you're feeling down, you have negative thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And when you lose your job for any reason, whether it be because you got fired, because you did something stupid, or whether it was just because it was a layoff situation and you were just the last person hired, so you're the first person to go, means that it was nothing to do with you. It can put you into a negative mindset. So your job is to make sure that he's in a positive mindset when he walks out that door. That is the magic you need to be working on the hardest, is his attitude, so that it doesn't negate anything that you're doing for your magic, to make it better for your family. And that's just basic magic 101. And people don't understand that ego is the number one thing that gets in the way. Egos of yourself or egos of others that find out what you're doing. And like I said, they don't have to be evil. They don't have to be doing anything, like conspiring against. If they throw oho on you, what's it going to be? So my advice is always to cleanse before you start your magic work, so that anybody who's thrown any negativity at you at all that you know or don't know about, you cleanse it off before you do your magic. And you do that on a regular basis while you're going through this, because he's going to have negativity just because he's lost his job. It kills a man's ego not to be able to provide for his family. It kills a man's ego to have fear in his heart that he can't provide for his children the way he knows he can provide. He's going to get there again, but sometimes our faith in ourselves wavers, and that's going to be your hardest thing to overcome, and that's what you have all the power to control, to help him.
You don't even have to tell him you're doing magic for him. You just need to do what you do, and then let's say he finds $20 in his pocket. You just have to smile and know that was you. Let's say that he gets 3 interviews back to back to back. Just smile and know that it's you. He doesn't even have to know what you're doing. If you want to just, spray his shirt or his tie with a little bit of, money spray or whatever, and he walks out that door and he's feeling confident and he gets a job, then you don't have to say a damn thing. You just have to know that it was you taking care of what needed to be taken care of.
And sometimes the best magic is
at this
good
point in our
sex
relationship,
magic.
I don't have to say anything anyway. He already knows.
I was going to say, some of the best magic you can do is great sex magic.
Yep.
Because there's nothing that builds a man's ego than great sex before you send him out on a job interview.
Well,
I was gonna say, the really cool thing about being married is you can get looked at every night.
That's right. That's right.
And that's the biggest thing for him right now, is to build up his confidence, because there's nothing like feeling so defeated, after being laid off from a job. I mean, that's like that's the shittiest feeling on the planet, So making sure that he's got his confidence and his feet under him, and he feels, he doesn't feel like a piece of crap for losing his job, because that's the biggest part, and that's the biggest thing to overcome. Everything
The
else.
worst thing you can be is a nagging female bitch. That's the worst thing you could be for him right now. And so anything that you can do to be that positive wife, and sometimes it might be to be that positive wife, you might have to say, get yourself up out of that bed right now, get dressed, and march yourself down to that job interview. You know you got this. Go do it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes we have to do that too. We can't let them waller in their self-pity. Sometimes they have to be strong, but most of the time we just need to be supportive. And
Mhm.
and every time someone needs to be supportive, all you hear is a I can't go get my nails done. You know, and they bitch.
Mhm.
Nobody needs to hear that when they're down. It's
Yeah.
like
No. Yeah,
Nobody
you have to
needs to
be
hear that when
supportive.
they're up.
No.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly,
you have to be supportive. I mean,
exactly.
that's the
And
bottom
that's what you
line.
were doing. So these people who spend their time watching things like Charmed, they say, "Oh, we can never do anything for ourselves. We can only do it for other people." Or they
Or
were also
even if
they
it's
were
just
also
maybe
human
their,
killing demons every day.
or
Go
maybe
ahead.
it's their religion belief or whatever, because I know of a lot of people that belong to a Wicca coven, and automatically they hear you're a witch and they think you should do everything the way they do. And
Or
nothing, I
they
mean,
think that the second you do something for yourself, you're doing selfish magic and it's wrong and
you're
Mhm.
only
boogie
supposed to
boogie
blow
boo.
rainbows out your butt, apparently. And I don't do that. I'm sorry. I let my conscience rule me, and I believe
And
we all have a conscience for a reason.
I
Yeah.
don't believe in black or white. It's all gray areas, period. I mean, because for, different reasons and different purposes, that energy serves, will serve you. And there's no I get really frustrated with people that are that way, with a very cut and dried black and white. This is good, this is bad, this is white magic, this is, and it's like, no, I mean, as long as you're not being just a malicious asshole to somebody for no reason, you're fine. You know what I mean? I mean, I try to do as much positive as I can, and try to be as upbeat about everything as I can, and at the same time assert myself, protect myself and my family, and there's not a damn thing wrong with that. And as long as your intentions are in the right place, none of the other shit even matters. It really doesn't. It really, really, truly.
That's right.
And
And
sometimes it's
unfortunately,
knowing
in
when
this,
not to use magic,
yeah, that's true too.
because there are sometimes, you'll have somebody will come to you, maybe a family member, oh, can you put a protection on me? Well, if this person just robbed a bank, they're not going to learn anything by your putting a
Yeah,
protection on them if they're continually doing stupid
they
stuff.
need to
Well,
put
and
their
it's
own
all, not
protection
only
on them.
that, but it's always, oh well, this person I want is seeing somebody else, and I don't
Yeah,
want that to happen anymore. So can you do a spell for me? And blah 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 blah. But they're not even sure what they want. They're asking for magic, and they're not even sure what they want. I mean, there's plenty of instances where magic is not really needed. Sometimes you gotta let life happen and see what develops, and
right.
then just hang back a minute, because stuff changes, and if you've put something out there, it's out there and it's going forward regardless of how the wind changes. So let's say you do a magic spell for somebody who wants to be with somebody, but by the time that spell is ready to work, they don't want that person no more. You get a stalker situation.
Yeah, yeah.
But unfortunately, in this world, we need money to survive.
Yes.
We need money to survive comfortably. Let's put it that way. So that usually entails getting a job, and so if you can't use your own wisdom for the betterment of yourself and your family, then what the hell good is it? It's not good. Okay, so you're supposed to be poverty stricken while you help everybody else succeed in this world, and everybody else is up there and you're way down here, but you've done everything for everybody else and no one's doing nothing for you? Oh no.
Come here.
No, 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 no. You can do far more for everybody else if you're in a good place.
Hmm.
And simple as it gets. So you always have to balance that, doing for you and yours before you do for others, so that you can do more for others. Because that's what it does. It allows you to be able to do more for other people.
Yeah, there's
So
certain,
you
yeah,
always
there's,
do for yourself first.
yeah,
Always.
yeah. And there's certain aspects of your life where you can be selfless, but there's not many. And it is very important, you know. I mean, it's just, you know, being a parent. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be there for your kids. Period.
Right.
You know, you have to put
Right.
yourself first and foremost, and then, you know, go from there. Because if you don't take care of yourself, and there's a big difference between self-love and being selfish. I mean, there's a big
Yeah.
difference, you know, and that's where a lot of people get that misunderstanding that you're just being selfish or self-centered, and it's like, no, you know, you're taking care of the most important part, you know, at first, and then
There,
you go from there. You have to give yourself that
there is
importance.
There is no doubt that any mother here in this group isn't going to give their life for their children.
Hmm.
I would give my life for my children. I would give my life for my
Absolutely.
grandchildren.
Absolutely.
If I had to, I would give my life. I would actually give my life probably for any child I saw in danger. I wouldn't even think about it. I would do it.
Well,
Yeah.
back to this
That's a
person.
mother, that's a woman, and we always do that. But most of the time, luckily, we don't have to do that choice. And
Hmm.
most of the time, we have to make sure that we're healthy and happy so that our children can be healthy and happy.
Yeah.
Because that's how they
Yeah.
learn to grow in a healthy way.
Yeah, and back to the person on your Facebook. I mean, I have a friend that I've been, and I'll admit, I've been avoiding because of the negativity and because of the know-it-all attitude and everything like that. This is a growing process for me. But there are some cases when you can't get away from a negative person. On Facebook, yeah, you can get away from them. Click, easy as that. Whoops. But, you know, at home, you know, you have to deal with it. But then I've noticed with myself personally, when I'm dealing with somebody that's negative and I can't get away from that negative, I actually start to become negative. So
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to social media, and I say so right on my YouTube videos. In fact, if you don't like, I delete it. I don't have
Yeah.
to deal with somebody else's negativity, and that's a lesson that my goddess has been teaching me. Is I don't have to deal with the outside world's negativity. I have to deal with it in my home to an extent, and I need to learn not to let somebody else's negativity become my negativity. And it's so easy to do, and it's hard for me to learn because when somebody's negative, the first thing you want to do is go, "You're being negative." Well, guess what? By you're telling them that they're being negative, you're being negative about their negativity, and it just backfires.
Yeah.
So it's and you know.
Oh,
We're gonna do some things in November on Planet Pathlings about kitchen witchery and about the basically kitchen witchery not having really the respect that it probably deserves. And you know, the origins of kitchen witchery was to do everything to enhance their family. Most
Yeah,
kitchen
that's
witchery
what
started in putting that in food, you know, for making, you know, love, health, prosperity for your family, you know, in the food you're making, nourishing them, helping them grow. Would that person say that was you doing for the greater good? Give me a break. People need to get a grip
I guess
on reality.
I guess people just don't appreciate good wives and good mothers.
No, they don't. And they're society today is real quick about downgrading anyone who is acting like a wife or a mother, and
hmm
God forbid, only a housewife. Oh my God, they just really get over that one. Oh my God, she's only a housewife. You know what? That's bullshit. That's a hard job. You know,
Yeah.
no, I had to do it. I had to work. You know, I had to be able to provide for my
Yeah.
family. It took two of
I
us to do it. But you know what? I would have given anything to be in my house with my kids, raising them until they got to a certain age. I
and
would have given anything for
yeah.
that.
And
Anything.
yeah, just like with me, I've given up everything, for my kids because they are more important than anything else that's out there. I had my kids young. I had my youngest son at 30, so I'm still going to have plenty of time to get out and do what the hell I want to do after they're old enough to where I'm not giving them 24-hour care. And I don't have a problem with that. And I work, I do plenty of things from home to, so that so that I have a home to do them from, but my kids come first, period,
Yeah.
regardless. And I was luckier than a lot of people in the aspect that I did get to be home with them. And I have such a hard time with people um, that give me shit about my parenting methods or my anything that just like this one, we'll call her an acquaintance. I cannot call that woman a friend. She's got two kids, but her kids were raised in daycare, and she put them in preschool as soon as she could, and she divorced, and they were with their dad. And she was not a mother to her children. She didn't spend any time. There were no family dinners. There was no, tucking them in at night when they were going to sleep or anything. She made sure that she worked hours to where she had to deal with her kids as little as humanly possible. And then when they grew up and became holy terrors and were in and out of jail and out, drug problems and everything else, it was, I don't know what happened. I was the best mom I could be. And it's like, no, you dodged your children for 18 years. They resented the shit out of you for it, and now you're dealing with the backlash of 18 years of neglect. Having someone else raise your kids, yeah, everybody has to work, and you have to provide, and you have to be able to maintain. But there's still a point, even if you are working long hours, that you have to make that quality time for your kids. And people that don't do that and don't understand what happened, Well, life is what happened without you, and they resent you for it, you know? And people just don't grasp that, they don't understand that. So I get a lot of shit for being home with my kids. Well, you guys could have so much more if you would just go get a job. Go get a job. I, I have a job. I couldn't be doing a better job than what I do now. I couldn't do anything else and be more fulfilled than I am with exactly what I'm doing right now. And I still get to play around on YouTube and, do my bullshit on the side and make money, but I get to be here for my kids. Nothing replaces that. Nothing on the planet replaces that. Even if when my, e- e- even if I rot in the shed, my kids are taken care of, and they have what they need, and they have most of what they want. One of them has kind of big
Yeah,
wants.
and
He's a little
no child,
materialistic.
I'm gonna say no child should have everything they want.
They get a lot of what they want, but not
Yeah,
everything they
they
want.
gotta
Not
learn to want.
What?
Yeah,
not
Children get
monetary.
what they want
Yeah,
ever?
not
yeah,
monetarily speaking, no, they don't have what they want. But as
yeah,
far as
yeah, yeah,
emotionally, whatever, yes, they have what they want.
yeah,
They have mom.
yeah. Yes, no. And you know what? And 9 times out of 10, they'll tell you that's really what they want anyway, is their mother. They want their parents usually, so hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Most of the time,
What you got?
if kids are given a chance and you really talk to them, that's really what they want anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, Hazel disappeared.
They're,
Yep. We lost her.
I think I just think she lost. She'll probably be back on.
Yeah.
Or she's with her children putting them to bed.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
late.
heard her earlier. She's like, bedtime was 45 minutes ago. Been there.
Yeah, exactly. She is a mom, so yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And she doesn't
We're
work
pulling
at it. Being a
we're
mom.
pulling another long one tonight. Hell, we've been on what, 3.5 hours already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe some people. I mean,
What did they say?
why
I
make
missed that
a fucking
part.
remark like that to
They
anybody?
just said that whatever magic that she does needs to be done for the greater good, and it's like,
The greater good of what? The greater good of her family.
yeah,
I'm
I'll tell
sorry,
you,
that comes first.
Well, I think some people think the greater good means for the whole world, you know. You
no,
know, the
I
whole world
know.
starts with you.
Exactly. You
okay, she
raising
said
children.
she has to get off. She has work in the morning. Thank you for being wonderful people. Blessings.
Oh, thank
Well,
you.
good night.
Yeah.
Good night, Hazel.
But yeah, that's for the greater good. If
Mhm.
you yourself are doing well, and you are able to be a positive contributor to society, to whatever degree, then you are doing your magic for the greater good.
That's
Yeah, it says
right.
spells and potions, please always and only for the highest good of all, is what the person wrote.
Oh
And
boy.
it's
That's
like,
bullshit.
Well, you know what? If I wasn't there taking care of my kids every fucking step of the way, I saved them. I saved the world from being burned down by my children.
well, as far
So
as I'm
it
concerned,
was a greater good.
all includes myself and my children, obviously. So I'm sorry, but highest good of
The
all.
highest good. Okay, and that's like the whole world. And I'm looking around at the world and I see the news, and boy, their magic is just what?
Yeah,
You
I,
know,
I
no
Pretty
just
matter
I
what
can't.
special.
religion you are, if you practice what you preach and so many people do the opposite of what they say they believe.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
like I said,
Well, I
I
think
just
I'm going to stop the broadcast so that
Okay.
we can really talk.
get our real
Not that we
opinions out
haven't
there.
really talked tonight,
Well, that's
because I
because we have to discuss next week's, what is it? Is it next week our costume
That
thingy?
one next week? Yeah, next week's
We're
the
doing
costume party.
Okay.
our costume party.
Yes,
Yay!
next week we will be here in costume on Wednesday night.
Or
Okay.
Yes.
makeup.
Or
Yes.
makeup, whichever, because we only see from the neck up anyway. All right. Let
Pitch
me
foreheads.
stop broadcast and thank you for joining us tonight. Good night, folks.